Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Pokemon. Gotta watch them all. The podcast, we watch all the Pokemon movies. We talk about the things we love, the things we hate, and then we rank them. Today I have the usual cast: Dante, Kanai, Chris, and John. Once again, we're here to talk about another movie. Last time we watched Volcanion, the Mechanical Marvel. Decent flick. You know, crew was decisive on it. Today, we are watching Pokemon I Choose You. So, I Choose You is the first, reboot film we get. We start back over with Ash and Pallet Town, whole 9 yards. But as we get into it, I'm going to hold off on John and Kanai. Because in previous conversation, I know you guys are total opposites, but we'll get to that. Let's go with Dante. What did you think of I Choose You?
This is a very odd movie to me because I don't know how much of it, for me, plays off nostalgia. Mm-hmm. And so there's part of me that's in a vacuum, is just trying to look at this movie as it is. And then there's other parts of me that are just throwing all these memories in here. And there's parts of me that like it. And I was like, oh, that's okay. But then there's also parts of me that are I feel like you're shoehorning this in too fast. But then that same regard is but I know kind of what happens, so I still have some emotions that go into it. Okay. This is a roller coaster of a movie for me. This is a roller coaster. I will readily admit I began tearing up at 4 different times in this movie, and I'm what is going on? And it's I don't even think it's that great of a movie, but at the same time, it hits some notes.
I think it's a nice reboot to be hey, we made this story 20 years ago when 85% of the Pokemon you see in this movie didn't exist. And now we're starting it over by showing a world where these Pokemon, they're not just locked on another island because you're in the Kanto region. They do exist. You do see them everywhere. But this is what happens when we know these Pokemon have now been made in the real world. We know they exist. And I like that. Chris, how about you? What did you think about I Choose You?
The thing you just brought up and mentioned is the thing I really enjoyed. Probably the most about the film is seeing all the future Pokemon in the current Gen 1. Seeing Incineroar, seeing Lucario, seeing all of them was a really nice touch, and just seeing it was a breath of fresh air for something that's nostalgic for me, but it retcons and it plays a lot differently. So that way, you still get the nice touch, and then they have a couple of more than a few callbacks. I remember watching that episode. I remember watching that episode. And it was just really nice and very heartwarming.
Because I think Pokemon has always felt like a linear path that kind of funnels out, where this is Kanto, this is Johto, this is Hoenn, and everything moves forward, but nothing comes back. Right. So to be oh yeah, Chikorita, Cynical, Totodile, they existed, but we don't have those here. And then we have Incineroar, but we don't have those here.
Right.
And I think doing this the way they did, I think it just makes the world feel not more real.
It makes it feel as big as it should be.
Yeah, this Pokemon isn't a myth because it's over there. Yeah.
Right.
What'd you think of I Choose You?
I loved this movie.
Okay.
So number one, the whole opened up regions thing, love that. The villain who ultimately ends up showing up, great villain, and he's Paul, but he's not Paul, but he is essentially Paul.
Close to say to Paul.
I know some people are probably gonna be I don't like that Brock and Misty weren't in it. I absolutely
They were in the credits.
They were.
You didn't watch long enough.
I love the 2 that we got. I immediately love their motivations.
Verity and Sorrel.
Yes, Sorrel, I think. I like their motivations more than I like Brock's, and Misty's is weird. Misty's Ash owes me a bike, so I need to go with him. And then it's I'm just kind of here because I'm here, fuck my gym. Yeah. That's Misty for a while. And Brock is I want to learn how to be a Pokemon breeder. And it's well, traveling around the world cooking for children is not going to teach you how to make Pokemon have sex. So,
I mean, that could be argued with a certain plot point in this movie, but
the Brock character who's I came from a rich family, he knows how, he doesn't say he knows how to cook, but he shows it. And then there's the whole I am researching legendary Pokemon, so it makes sense when this character's just oh, that's this, so yada yada yada, this legend, that legend. I think they do a good job of explaining the characters and why they react the way they do in certain situations. I like that I like that it doesn't hold your hand on things you already know. And it shows you a new thing of the whole Bye-Bye Butterfree. It shows you the whole Fearow thing. It shows you the whole Charmander thing. It shows you the key point, the key nostalgic moments from the first season in a fast manner, so that you still get to meet these characters, see those scenes in an updated format.
Yeah.
The fucking fight animation was phenomenal. Above and beyond, so much money went into that.
I still have to recoil every time I watch Tremere get its neck snapped on that brick wall.
Yo, when he just grabs fucking Incineroar's leg and just fucking neck into the ground.
I got the notice of it in here, that fucking throat chop animation.
Yeah.
Like, I just love the throat chop. Just grabs him in the air, spins him around, fucking throws him, and then just cross chop.
The final
intensity was beautiful.
The final flamethrower. Holy shit, dude! I literally was like, "Let's go!" when they like collided and the Charizard one just ate the Incineroar one, I was like, "Yeah!"
It's a sick ass fight.
It's like the whole movie just had me on edge with the points that I loved as a kid, but updated to stick with adult me.
Yeah.
If I put on Indigo Plateau, whatever the fuck, if I go put on the original, I'm like, this is background noise. If this is ever on, like, as a series, if they went back and redid this, I'm watching every single fucking second.
I feel you. All right, John.
I'm checking the date or something.
Okay.
So I had to check the date because I want to make a point. So we were just talking about One Piece a second ago, and how you watch the East Blue thing, and that basically tells you everything. This didn't have to be a movie. I feel like this could have been, like the first part of this could have been a special. I know why they did
When you say the first part, you mean up, like, what do you mean?
Until Entei, pretty much.
Okay.
Animation, I like it. I like the story. I don't like the actual movie part of it. Clearly, the way, the sequence style of the story. So this came out in 2017. Pokemon Generations came out in 2016. Pokemon Generations did phenomenal. People loved it, and they just grabbed the style of that, put into here, which was really neat. My problem here is that they're basically retelling you Ash's story, right? But it didn't matter because past this, these two fucking characters didn't exist anymore. So it's like telling a new story that didn't have to exist. Like, what's the name of the characters?
Verity and Sorrel.
They never make an appearance, they never get a mention or anything. I feel like if going forward they did it, then this movie will hold more. It's kind of like the whole, I'm trying to think of a show other than Star Wars, but other like the sequels, they already said they're not canon. Like the last three movies, that's what this feels like. It's like, and I know the movies usually
it's a Pokemon story that doesn't.
Exactly, but they're also using the lore of the anime, which is not canon to the movies. But for this one particular movie, we have to forget that the show has never mattered. But I do like some of the changes in quality of life. Like, for example, Pokemon that exist outside of their respective region, they already have done that already. Because when Ash went back to, after the first league, and Ash went back to Kanto, there's a bunch of Johto Pokemon in Kanto.
Sure.
Because now they exist in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And they've done this multiple times.
I think those always felt, though, like they were migration, where, and again, it's just a matter of the factor of how regions are released, but Gen 2 doesn't exist, therefore through Indigo League, we see Donphan and Togepi.
But Togepi was found in Kanto, because the egg was in... And another example that it's during, like right now in Journeys, where there's Blossoms, there's Lugia, there's Luxray, there's a Yamper, all these Pokemon exist in Kanto. So they always done that in the anime, just not as well as they did it here.
Yeah. At least the thing was, the movie, it feels like, in those cases, now that these Pokemon exist, they've populated the world that we already knew. Versus this is, the world is starting with these Pokemon existing around the world.
So what makes me not like this was it's just the beginning, because I don't like retellings. And I know that they probably did this because there's a lot of younger people. I mean, a lot of people's intro to Pokemon was Gen 5.
Yeah.
So this is catching them up. Like, here's how Ash got Charmander. Here's how Ash got Pikachu and that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. And I know why they did it. So, like, I'm not saying the movie sucks itself. I personally didn't like that beginning. It wasn't until halfway through that I was like, oh, this movie is busting now.
Busting.
Yeah.
I think that in the old show, it feels very much that once Ash sees the Pokemon, then they exist in the world. Whereas this feels like the whole world has known about itself before Ash ever even said, and I like that.
So right now, the way Pokemon Journeys works just like this movie. So like they go to Hoenn and you see Pokemon from like Gen 8, Gen 7.
Is that the current anime with Ash and Go?
Yes.
Okay.
Where now that these Pokemon have quote unquote been unlocked, when you go to different regions, you no longer see Pokemon of that region only. They did that where I think it's Hoenn that they went to, and you don't see a single Hoenn Pokemon for the first like 5 minutes. You keep saying like Gen 4, Gen 7, Gen 8.
So what I would like from this is I would like a series of movies. I think standing alone, it does suffer from like, if this is supposed to catch people up to the anime, they will never see characters or ever hear about the situations
That's my
again.
problem. That's exactly
I think if they continue and they branch off of it and they're like, here's Ash's journey through Johto with this Pokemon that took a liking to Ash. And I think if they make it, and that's another thing I like, they made it more about they made it more than just about the badges.
Yeah.
Because at one point somebody's
barely,
like,
I think we saw Erica.
We see him fight Erica.
This is my third badge.
Third badge.
I guess he just skipped Surge.
Yeah, fuck Surge. Right?
That's the
No,
same thing.
Pikachu
No. She
around
said Ash said he had 3 badges before. That was his 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's going in the exact order.
It was probably
Japanese. He said, "Yeah, I want my 3rd badge."
In the English, he says this is my 3rd badge as well.
So he says this is his 3rd.
That's because I brought that up to Tony, who was in the room as well. It's like he just said that this is his 3rd badge.
So
So
the
he
Japanese
skipped over
wins
Surge.
and he holds it and he says, "Yeah, I got my 3rd badge."
I think in the old game there is a way to skip, so it's possible.
I think you can. Yeah, I think once you get past,
you can't because you get cut.
You can
Because I know you can. I know you can interchange Koga and Sabrina.
Yeah.
Because
You
depending
can
on
do
how
that,
you do things.
but you have to hit Surge because he gives you the ability to use Cut, and you need that to cut the tree.
So then
After Surge,
you can't skip Misty, right?
after Erica, you can do them.
Yeah, because you have to do Misty to get out of Cerulean. I'm not sure what the canon is there. It sounds like you just wanted to fuck with the old people, be like, who'd you fucking skip? You don't know, Ash.
It also might just be that in the show he doesn't have to abide by that.
Sure.
But I had the exact note where it felt more about the journey, and it's not just I want to be the best. Why? I want to be the best. It was the journey getting to there, and that's what I liked the most.
The Ho-Oh thing had a like we had the Ho-Oh thing
Yeah.
since 96, 97, whenever the anime
And
started,
then,
and it's kind of dropped off since then.
So you know what would have helped this if every movie after this?
If it was Lugia instead of Ho-Oh, yeah, I agree.
I would love this if they would have used the 2 characters that were supposed to be Brock and Misty and just make them canon to the movies. Only.
They're incredible.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're
I liked
incredible.
them right away.
Yeah.
I did like them. At first, I was like, really? And then, like, as I went on, I'm like, I like these guys more.
And my favorite thing is they define themselves by their actions, not by being like, I want to do this. Like the guy's like, what the fuck did you do to that Charmander? Why'd you leave it out in the rain? And he's like, he's an advocate against Pokemon abuse because he's, we'll get to that. Yeah. And then the other girl is very like competitive because her mom and that whole thing. Yeah, actually. But in that cave scene when they're like, what do you want to do, Ash? What's your motivation? He's like, I want to be a master. And she's like, what does that mean? And he's like, do you just want to be the best at battling? He's like, I don't think that's what I want. That's not what a master is. And like, I was like, I like that. It's acknowledging something people have questioned since he started. Yeah. Because you don't call them masters, you call them champions. So.
We actually have never met a Pokemon master.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure we had.
I think it's
also, not with the title of correct. Yeah.
Also, did anybody catch the line? You're just like your father.
Yes.
I heard
but
that.
You know what they did? They faded off, right?
Yeah.
Did they do that in English?
So they do it in the middle. Ash is on the phone, and that's when Pikachu's like, Ivysaur.
Yeah, he's making fun of Ivysaur.
If you're paying attention to that, you almost miss Ivory Wound. I'm like, yeah,
so I read
about his dad.
I read it, and they fade off the end because I rewinded it, and I was like, and then they faded off.
And I was like, yo, that's like actually cool that they allude to him having a father.
Yeah. Bringing Pikachu up briefly, like I
should have saved it for this movie.
This movie is a great way of kind of reintroducing Pikachu because at this point, since the first movie, third, like I don't feel like we've seen Pikachu in a spotlight for a while. Like Pikachu's there and sometimes kind of gets pushed into like a sacrificial role, but like. Pikachu is super expressive in this movie.
It's so great.
It's a breath of fresh air.
I feel like he's always been in the anime, but in the movies, it feels like he gets pushed for whatever the
Pokemon in the movies, it's whoever the cover art.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Ash uses Pikachu for a lot of battles, but you never see that in the movies. Because, I mean...
I didn't bring it up in Volcanion, but he's like, Ash Greninja, you stay here. Pikachu, go get Gengar. I'm like...
Why?
Okay.
And takes it down. So.
Yeah.
They even did that
Move
whole
Volcanion down the list.
Power Ranger battle posing before.
I love, fucking...
One thing I will say is, this movie introduced a lot of Pokemons that have before never gotten attention.
Yes.
Which is what I liked about the movie. Cause
So I have interesting thoughts on that. What I want to do is I want to read the synopsis of the movie from the Pokemon website themselves. This is a long one.
It's a long one.
It's a long one. The rest is usually a paragraph. This is like 3. Meet Ash Ketchum, a 10-year-old boy full of imagination, confidence, and dreams that are almost too big for his village of Pallet Town, plus the desire to become a Pokemon master. Ash is finally old enough to receive his first Pokemon from Professor Oak, the town's Pokemon expert, but on... Oh, it's a weird hyphen. This town's Pokemon expert, hyphen. But on the morning Ash is supposed to claim it, he oversleeps. By the time he arrives at Professor Oak, the 3 Pokemon he wanted have already been chosen by the other trainers in training, including his rival Gary, who does not appear in this movie.
Which is weird.
He shows up to grab the Bulbasaur.
Grab
Squirtle, sorry.
Yeah. And then that's it, but that's pretty much it. The only Pokemon remaining is a strong-willed Pikachu. Trainer and Pokemon don't... Ooh, my document scrolled like 10 pages away. There we go. Trainer and Pokemon don't get along right away. Not only does Pikachu refuse to enter its Pokeball, it would rather climb a tree than battle a Pidgey that Ash encounters. Disagreements aside, they start to bond when they find themselves chased by an angry flock. It's literally like the synopsis of the whole fucking movie. Angry flock of Spearow. The Spearow wound Pikachu, but Ash risks his own safety to protect his Pokemon. To further their escape, Ash borrows a bite.
Oh, that is the description of the intro to the anime.
Yeah.
Because he does not get the bite.
Yeah, it's for
and
the
Pikachu
movie.
Does not climb the tree. Pikachu's
Yeah.
on a rock.
Yeah.
And he's laughing at Ash.
So this is mixing it.
That is mixing it.
Interesting. I'll continue.
Even
So
the editor got confused.
yeah, so this is the intro for the anime, but
Yeah.
it was for the movie. But he steals a bike from a girl, Misty, which doesn't happen in this movie. He soon wrecks the bike. However, Pikachu's surrounded by the Spearow, attacks the Spearow. Confronted by the Spearow, Pikachu's inspired to summon its remaining energy to repel the Pokemon with a powerful electric strike. Finally, out of harm's way, the wild experience makes Ash and Pikachu realize that they've begun what promises to be a blooming friendship. So that was the description on the website for this movie, and I didn't read it ahead of time, and I see that it uses the anime stuff. So Misty's not in this; is replaced with Verity.
She's not.
And Brock is replaced with Sorrel.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I wonder if, because the first episode of Pokemon is also called I Choose You, right?
It might
Yeah.
be.
I wonder
Yeah.
if there was something that was mixed.
Yeah, they might have put the wrong thing somewhere, and it was like, no one's gonna come here for the. No one reads this. Just some 26-year-old later on is going to do a podcast about the show.
I'm very positive. I could be wrong, but wasn't it a swarm of Beedrills that Ash was attacked with?
No, it was
Spearow.
Spearows? And
Yeah,
then the
'cause
Beedrills was later on.
Spearow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Beedrill's with
Beedrill's a
Misty,
consistent
I think.
thing
Yeah.
throughout.
But I feel like it happened with around the Metapod thing, no?
Maybe. Yes, the Metapod thing was with Beedrill. Yeah,
Okay,
that's when it
that
evolves
makes
into
sense.
Butterfree.
Okay.
Yeah, because they always use bugs after he gets Misty because
Yeah.
Misty hates bugs.
Yeah, so this movie is just like, it starts as a retelling of like how Ash started watching a Pokemon League fight, which was really cool because it was Corey and Nisha from the first movie with Shell Shocker and Brute Root fighting in a stadium
nice-
battle.
that's
I really like that.
It also wasn't. It wasn't the Gengar Nidorino.
Correct.
Which is, but I think one of them has one of those Pokemon.
Nisha has Nido
Queen.
No.
One of them
the
has-
other guy has Nido.
Yeah.
The water trader has a
Water
Nido
trader.
Queen. I'm not sure who had
I
what.
thought I saw a Gengar in the intro, but
There
I
was a
could be
game, so I think it was Blastoise versus Gengar.
Yeah.
Gengar gets withdrawn and Brute Root comes out, and that's when they fight. But yeah, Ash is like, Pokemon battle, dreams, breaks the clock, shows up late, gets Pikachu. For anyone who's seen like the first 5 episodes of the show, like that's what the first half of this movie is. Something I think makes sense, but is interesting in terms of like rewriting Ash and if they would choose to continue this as a series of rebooted movies. They took out half of his team.
They did.
Technically 2/3 of it when Butterfree leaves. But he only gets Caterpie and Charmander. No
Yep.
Bulbasaur, no Pidgeotto, no Squirtle. and then no Krabby, no anything else.
No Squirtle Squad.
Yeah, so the whole movie is basically hinged on
It might be because
Charmander.
Brock and Misty had a bigger role in the other,
Sure.
other than Pidgey. But I think Misty was the reason they stayed around for the Squirtle because water types, and I think
For the Squirtle, the thing that happened, Pikachu needed a potion, and the Squirtle Squad was like, all right, Ash, you can go get the potion,
Everyone else
but
stays
Brock and Misty are staying here.
Yeah.
And then Brock wanting to go to like that Valley of Pokemon for Bulbasaur, and then Bulbasaur being like, "Get out! Like I don't want you here."
I think it with that decision, it ultimately came down to how many points do we want to put into this movie.
Yeah.
And so while Butterfree isn't necessarily what I would say to be one of Ash's most popular Pokemon, what it does offer to the plot point of the movie is the fact that sometimes you'll have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why they went with Butterfree.
They just wanted to use the Bye Bye Butterfree line.
That shit made me cry.
When she's just like, but Ash, if you do that, it's Bye Bye Butterfree. I was like, that's the name of the fucking
roll
episode.
credits. Yeah, so I really enjoyed the movie, and we were talking, like John said, we were talking about One Piece for 20 minutes before we sat down to record this episode. But a week or so ago, Chris and Kanai and I watched the episode
of
East Blue for the One Piece movie, which was like, hey, up to this point in the anime, we've cut it down to here the important fights, the important plot points. Boom, now you're caught up on these 60-ish episodes.
So much easier to digest.
Yeah. So what I liked, after seeing that and then rewatching this, I would love to see more in the series where it's like, yeah, this anime is umpteen years old, and maybe you don't know the story, and maybe we want to reboot it a little bit and rewrite it. Here's a quick here's the points. I think once they get to the second half of like, we're getting to the mountain, we're going to fight Ho-Oh, do that whole thing, I think kind of takes away from the chance of just chronologically telling Ash's story with the new characters. But I like the idea of being like, all right, cool, now he meets this Pokemon. And
I would even like it if Ash was just tied to Kanto for this movie series. And it was like he was going around his journey in the modified Kanto with the additional decks.
Yeah.
And then like the other regions were different trainers.
That would be really cool.
Then like they start their journey by seeing Ash fighting in the champion, and like that would be so cool to pass the torch between the different generations and shine on characters who previously saw no love. But there's so much potential in this idea for such a long-running series.
Yeah.
And I like that more things are starting to do this, where they update the animation, the story, and all of that other stuff to accommodate and give that quality of life that's needed.
I think if you're gonna do this, you have to stick through it, and they should, like, even now they can do another movie and just retcon all the in between, and keep going with this pattern of like, these characters matter now, they're over here, this world matters, and I think that's my biggest gripe. Is just that it's awesome, it's a good movie, but it doesn't matter because I know that the next movie, nothing here is affected by it.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest gripe.
The same thing is said. Well, I don't know if Power of Us leads into Coco, because at this point in this reboot is where Ash is kind of alone. There is no Brock Misty like permanence with anybody.
To my knowledge, they're not. It could be wrong. I haven't seen the Power of Us in so long, but to my knowledge, it's not.
I'm trying to think of what Ash looked like in Power of Us and what I've seen him in Zarude.
Because if you count evolution, this has nothing to do with evolution.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I think that's saying less about the movie, more about Pokemon Company as a whole.
I think that's my problem.
Yeah,
like,
we've been seeing more variations in them, like Legends Arceus, and like they've been more open to like spin-off games. They've remade Pokemon Snap. I think it's just them being like, we're losing our audience due to age and like repeat. What do we do? And I think they're trying to pull with nostalgia and variation. They're trying to pull people back in.
So like hearing you guys talk, I think my problem's not the movie. It's the execution after the movie.
Follow-up of the company.
Yeah. Because like I did enjoy the movie. I hate the premise that you can skip this movie and it's okay. You know what I mean?
That this movie had a period on the end which put a wall between this doesn't continue, this stops here. Yeah, I get that.
I literally, so this morning I was like, Becca, I know you watched 3 with me and you like 3. Do you want to watch this one with me? And she's like, not really. And I was like, that's fine, I'll go watch it on my computer. So I pull it up, like 20 minutes in, I pause it, and I'm like, you picked the wrong movie to say no to. It's really good. And she goes, I'm sorry, I'm folding laundry. So I like went back to watching it, like 40 minutes in, I'm like, it's really good. Are you, I'll take it back. And she's like, no, I'm good. So then I pause it, and then I get like 20 minutes from the end, she asked me a question. I'm like, I won't lie, I might question some of their opinions if they don't like this movie. And then she's like, yeah, and I'm like sitting there explaining everything. She's like, that's pretty heavy for it. I was like, yeah, it's a lot. And then I just like finished it, and I was like, that's so good. I loved it, dude.
I think part of it is also because like usually stuff like this are saved as specials, and
Right.
I think that's why, because I'm so used to so many, like Naruto did it, One Piece done it, Dragon Ball Z has done it, so I'm so used to this being a special and not movies, because even the East Blue, that was a special, that was a movie. So I'm so used to seeing these as specials that maybe seeing it as a movie in the beginning is what left me so like sour. But like I said, I think it's the execution of after the movie that's the part that I like, because as I hear everybody talk, I'm like, oh yeah, I did enjoy that too. Oh yeah, I love that part right here. Oh yeah, you hated that part? I hated it too. And now hearing it, I'm like, yeah, I think it's the execution and not so much the movie itself.
Yeah.
Other than the beginning, but.
One thing nobody's talked about so far, the fucking music in this movie
It's good.
is absolutely insane. I loved, like, every part of it, I'm like, this music is only adding to this scene.
Yeah.
There's a couple
The
times.
reason that I like the soundtrack for this movie is it emulates like certain like sound qualities from the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though I don't believe, aside from the theme song and I think the da, 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 everything else soundtrack wise sounds like it's something that has been used in a Pokemon medium before that's recognizable. So it really lends itself to the feel of the world of Pokemon.
Don't even get me started on the ending song.
Yes.
Not even get me started on it.
This
Love that song.
This movie has one thing that I was laughing. It's not negative, but I understand anime logics, but Ash fucking breaks them in this movie more than any other movie. When he did the jump
On the Onyx?
yeah, the Onyx thing, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Ash do something this extravagant before.
Boy, you just broke your knee. Shut the fuck
New
up.
Ash. New Ash.
But yeah, so as it starts, it just kind of recounts Ash meeting Pikachu. Pikachu hates him. I saved, get your Pokeball. I saved from the Spearow. Psych, I want to be with you. I'm shocked. And then we get like the title card after we get like our little recap of episode 1 and 2. Then we see Ash in the Pokemon Center meeting, talking to his mom.
Which I haven't known that his mom just like airing out everything.
Oh,
on
now you want to
speaker.
call me? Okay, did you get the dirty
Oh
underwear
my
out of your bed?
It was
God,
Erica
dude.
first, right? He goes
Correct.
and fights
Yeah, so he
Erica
fights
first,
Erica,
then,
then
yeah.
Pokemon.
Body's a tangle.
He
Dude,
does.
that
But
tangle
like
the
when
fucking
they showed
dying.
the girl that's supposed to be Misty, and they did the little thing with the mom, it was like a flash.
Yeah.
Was that?
It looked like Cynthia.
Yeah,
It looked
okay.
like
I was
Cynthia.
making sure I'm not the. I saw that. I was like,
So that was my assumption that this is. I mean, I don't know who Cynthia's wifed up to. Lucky ass man.
The only thing is, I don't think did Cynthia have an Empoleon?
She also has brown hair. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I assumed it was a weird
Black
shading
dark,
thing.
yeah.
The weird thing was I looked at that that it wasn't a flashback, I guess it was a phone image, and I was like, I feel like I know her. And then like,
Yeah.
the longer I stared, I was like, I don't think I do. That's so.
It looks like she might have been modeled after Cynthia.
It's a strange phenomenon.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, no, dude. His mom pulled out the power move and was like, "Hey,
She
here's
does have an
everything.
Napoleon.
I don't give a fuck."
Oh, you got me on speaker. All right, I'm about to put you on
Even
blast.
better, you didn't call me for months.
she does have an Napoleon. She has an Inferno.
Cynthia?
Okay, I was gonna say in
She
that
started-
frame, it's
she
definitely
started out with
Napoleon.
She started out with Napoleon, then she got Inferno from her grandpa.
Cynthia's probably like her aunt or something. So her sister just look, or
It's
her
like,
mom.
that's
looks
her
like
hot
Cynthia.
twin.
All right, if I can't get
That's
Cynthia,
the
Cynthia
hot
with an
twin.
eye.
Binthia looks pretty good too.
By Lynthia.
Stop. We can't be mixing those names. We can't be mixing those names. That's too much power. But yeah, while Ash is on the phone, this kid rushes in. He's like, my Vaporeon, my Vaporeon.
Smallest Vaporeon I've ever
It's so
seen.
tiny.
I was like, what in the world? Why is it so small?
Pokemon's
you
have
level it
different
up.
sizes.
I understand it, but it was like a small cat.
Yeah, you love it at level 5.
Homie painted his Eevee blue. Like, that's what that was. But he comes rushing in. In my head, I'm like, that's, because right after Eric, I'm like, Now he goes and fights Surge. That Raichu just fucked up that Vaporeon. He's like, Entei killed Vaporeon. I'm like, nope, that's not what happens.
Threw your world off loop, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was really so what I thought is this is going to be where Ash fights Paw Guy.
Cross,
yeah.
Stupidest fucking name.
Yeah. I mean, it matches his hair.
Really weird design, in my opinion.
He looks like he belongs in a card game.
He looks like a bad guy, and I think that's what they want.
He either looks like a Beyblade character, or he looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
I put in the notes, I liked him more than whatever the real Charmander abandoned guy.
Yes.
Hey, it's me, I hate my Charmander.
Random generic background character with an Australian accent, yes, way better. But I was like, this is where we meet the bad guy, and then it was like Entei, and I was like, what?
What's up?
And I was
Spell
like,
the unknown, bitches.
I was like, I'll take that all day. And the guy's like, it's a Vaporeon. I thought he could beat Entei, and I was like, that's pretty smart.
And then, in typical Pokemon trainer fashion, everybody's like, let's go towards the danger.
That kid just got mocked. Y'all want to go catch it?
So I find that a lot of people don't know about Entei, by the way. Like, keep in mind that, like, even when you're in Johto, like, very little people, but out of nowhere, people are like, oh, that's an Entei.
I think that Nurse Joy is like, Entei, like the legendary Pokemon, or we're just like, legendary Pokemon? It's probably still there, fuck. And they're like, I want it. I think it's just
so
like
that happens
exciting.
at the end of the movie. Should I wait to say anything?
With the Ho stuff, or?
Yeah, with Nurse Joy.
She's like,
she's like, I don't know how it was in English, but she's like, that's nice.
Yeah, that's it.
And I was like,
so Ash comes in. He's
That's
like,
nice.
He's like,
wait.
Pikachu's all scratched up. He's like, are you battling again? Oh, who was it this time? And she's like, petting his tummy and whatever. And then Ash is like, oh, we're battling Ho. She's like, huh? Yeah.
Does
So
she
in
even have the
Japanese-
Ho moment, or does she just say that's nice?
The thing is,
She
No,
that's
she
nice.
says that's nice, and then she's like holding it, and she goes,
Yeah, it's like a grunt orgasm.
yeah.
I don't personally like that. I feel like Nurse Joy should have been animated a little better at the end there.
Yeah, 100%.
Like they decided to not go
More
like
shock
cartoony with it. Like I think that would have impacted me more because it was just like, oh, that's nice, and you just kind of get a. Huh?
see, in the
Like
Japanese,
I would have liked something bigger.
bragging
See,
about
I
it.
like that better though because it shows that like the legends and lore is sticking, and like people are like, yeah, this Pokemon could exist, but we don't know that it's actually fact because they're just in legend. They could have existed. They're,
like a
they're
normal.
done. But now it just shows like that moment where they're like, what? Because like how rare that.
It's like a normal.
opportunity is.
Everybody, some people still think narwhals are
Fake.
fictional. Yeah.
Maybe it was the delivery of the voice
In the
actors.
Japanese, it was
Voice actors.
Ash bragging to her.
To Nurse Joy.
Yeah, like he like basically like, oh yeah, Pikachu got hurt because he was battling. Oh, she just says, that's nice, that's it. And then she goes like, wait.
Yeah, it's similar. It's same dialogue. It seems like it's delivered different. But yeah, after they all go after Entei, it's our three characters. Well, it's Verity and Ash being like, I want Entei, get the fuck out of my way.
And Entei is flexing the entire time.
Dude, this prime Entei.
This pissed me off.
When he did that shit where he like got behind Ash and you got like that anime look in the eye, and
Yeah.
Ash is like,
I think I fucked
It's
up.
very, it's
So with
very-
how much fan service Entei got, right?
Against a Piplup, Pikachu, and fucking.
No, just the fact that he gets the fan
Oh,
service of being
okay.
there. I was like,
Lucario
I
guy.
better see
Yeah.
the other two get equal time.
Nah.
Yeah.
Suicune did.
Suicune did.
The thing I like about the
Raikou
Entei
is just
battle.
right.
Raikou was behind a wall. He went, and that was the whole fucking appearance.
Zap zap.
The
Is he
Entei,
like on a mountain?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it was.
Yeah.
He was like,
Did you fucking miss it?
No.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say it was very
It's
small.
very
so-
small.
He's like on a mountain, and then like lightning strikes him, and then they're like, wasn't that Raikou? And they're like, where?
In the anime,
Fuck.
his first appearance was Suicune actually is canon in the anime, and so it's Entei, and they have episodes. Fucking Raikou gets like there's a thunderstorm, and you see him charging his lightning, and that's it.
Yeah.
You never see him again in the anime.
Yeah. Pretty much.
justice for Raikou.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's my favorite. I feel like he never gets fucking.
I don't know. I honestly, I think in terms of like grand scale, how most like the popular Pokemon look, I think Raikou should have that all wrapped up in like as the cool Pokemon.
Because this goes back to like Entei gets the hype because of the third movie.
Yeah.
Suicune gets it because of the cover art for Crystal. Raikou gets left in the dust because he has nothing to tie his name to.
I don't know why they didn't do that. They should have just done that. Could you imagine 3 with Raikou instead of Entei? That'd just be a whole different movie.
Dude, could you imagine like the crystals are
Charizard
up and
would've
he's
died.
creating
That's the problem.
like with like the crystals and he's creating the thunderstorm to keep people
Yeah.
away because no one's going to go into like a torrential downpour, lightning striking.
Well, his
No
lore
one's
is
doing
that
that.
wherever he goes, he brings thunderstorms. We fucking never see that. We
Yeah.
never see that shit.
Pokemon Chronicles we did with Jimmy.
I mean, Lugia apparently creates like hurricanes every time it flaps its wings. So
He's
the wings of
what do they
ruins.
call him? The underwater current or whatever the
He's
fuck.
Lugia's the wings of ruins.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, modern.
the great thing I love about the Entei fight is the fact that you can tell he's holding back the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sticking around.
He's
yeah.
like, nah.
So that's one thing I love when
Until he fucks up Lucario.
I love,
I
I
was
love
gonna
when
mention that.
legendaries dick around with regular Pokemon. Like, I can destroy your whole world, but I won't.
It's like when the Lucario squares up and Entei just looks fireball.
This is a great Pokemon power skill because Pokemon loves Lucario.
Yeah.
They love using Lucario. You never see Lucario getting his cheeks clapped the way that
He
this
did
one
today.
One shot.
He takes some L's in this movie.
Yeah.
He takes some L's.
It's because he's not voice acting.
yeah.
But yeah, so Entei is just like, all right, cool, I'm not gonna fight kids, leaves. And then Ashen and Verity are just like, you fucked this up.
Yep.
Let's battle.
Because I actually pulled a quote from it because then she looks over to the other guy. She goes, once I polish this kid off, did you want to fight him? I paused the movie. I was like, what? I rewound it to make sure I heard it correctly. I did. And I'm like, do they not know what that means? Or is it just because I'm an adult looking back?
You know.
But then it was followed up by Ash going like, what do you mean polish me off? I'm like, God, no, don't do it. Stop, please.
Wait, my mom said I'm not allowed to talk to people like you.
The funny thing is, I didn't catch that. But now that you,
I
but when you said it, I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
that was probably not a very good choice.
I think I heard it and just like moved on. Like it's anime, they say shit.
I caught it, but in my mind in the scene, I was just like, she just means she's gonna
Yeah.
mop the floor.
Yeah.
That's what I knew she was going
Yeah.
with, but I'm like, that has a completely
It's a bad word choice,
entirely
yeah.
different context.
Yeah.
By the way, I thought of you. I think we've already passed it, but I thought of you because there was a battle with a Machop. And I was like,
Yeah.
dang, that Machop going hard. Like, he's just like,
My
think
bar
that's
is going
coming.
hard.
That's
after Charmander.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it
that's
after?
after Charmander.
okay,
yeah.
it's great.
It
It's
is
a
so
great
good.
animation of Machop just
Yeah.
throwing himself across the room.
Fucking body.
They finally do him justice.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
good animation.
they battle. Soro's like, "Hey, wind's coming," or something about the wind to be like, "Storm's coming."
He's like, I'm getting out of here. You should think about it too, or else you get caught in the storm.
Yeah.
And then he vanishes.
So
Do you
then
wanna
they
fight?
battle.
No, I'm getting the fuck away from the storm. I'm using my brain.
Raiku's coming for 13 seconds. We gotta go. Yeah, so they battle, piss off Onyx. That whole thing of calming it down with Whirlpool, just kind of whatever. And then as the storm kicks in, they run into Charmander, who's like chilling in the rain.
So, I thought this might get glanced over.
Okay.
I think that there's a very important scene with Onyx that I think a lot of people who watch this movie don't either care about or don't see it the way I saw it. But knowing about the whole Pikachu scene at the end, there's a part where Onyx is charging and like everybody else is running and Ash is like, Onyx, stop, we didn't mean to scare you, blah, 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 blah. And Onyx is like, ugh, yeah, and he just like turns. And I was like, are they getting at that Ash can like
Talk to
communicate
Pokemon.
with Pokemon, or are they getting at that Pokemon understand Ash? And when I thought about that, I was like, even if they don't touch it ever again, that hint is enough for me to forgive whatever Pikachu says, as long as it's not romantic.
So here's my thing. I don't give a shit that Pikachu did that. I know people were up and about.
People threw a fit about it.
That was so small.
Yeah.
Like, if it happened throughout the whole film, and
Yeah.
Pikachu out of nowhere can fucking talk, yeah, 100%.
Bitch, I don't like the Pokeball.
It's-
Get this robot
Yeah,
from me.
but like, he did it once. I'm
It's
like,
8 words, I counted.
Yeah, and again, it's a movie, and usually the movies are not canon. It doesn't matter. Plus, we have
Because
a
I
movie
always
that's.
want to be with you.
We also have a movie that's kind of focused on the Pokemon that, we never had a movie on fucking Pikachu, the one that's in every goddamn movie. So I think I think that it's fine. That the fact they did that is fine. Also, Ash was unconscious before this, so there's a lot of ways to take this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could have easily taken it as like Ash is quite literally passing out or
dying.
or dying.
No, he was
Like-
he was
The movie
unconscious.
gets trippy. There's a lot of just straight. I think it primarily comes from Star Shadow once we meet
Yes.
her, but a lot of just like weird
And
shit.
what I see it as is a child's personification of doubt, anxiety, and fear.
Yeah.
And all of that, while I was seeing those scenes, I was like, this is such like, and this is all of the shit that hit me really hard because I'm sitting there like, and we'll get to it later, but like when I'm seeing the like grayed out scenes, Like every time that happened, I'm like, fuck, man, this is so good.
This
like,
is what the boring kids do that aren't Pokemon trainers.
Yeah, when he's just like, Mom, why didn't you wake me up? And there's the fucking car poster.
Yeah.
I was like, huh.
That was
So did you know who the teacher was?
I didn't catch.
Agatha.
Was it Agatha?
It was Agatha.
I didn't even notice.
Speaking of Agatha, I have a fun fact, and this movie kind of made me search it up. So you
Yeah,
know
it was
the famous
Agatha.
Nidorino
Oh.
and Gengar fight? That's Oak and Agatha?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm just stupid.
Okay.
I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
I thought you were like,
So then that
well,
makes
hear
sense,
this.
That makes sense why Agatha would be in
The teacher, yeah.
Yeah, because that's why when Professor Oak does the whole "Welcome to the World Pokemon," it's in Nidorino.
Yeah.
So I looked it up today. I was like, oh, I wonder why they always use those two. And then I looked it up, and then Pokemon Masters apparently has a scene of them, like a flashback clip of them two. I didn't know that because I don't play that. I don't play Pokemon Sex, Pokemon Master Sex. So
Master Sex.
yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I think
I already thought I was dropping a bombshell.
I didn't know that until I think it was like 10 years after the fact. But I was like, that makes sense. I knew that Gengar made sense, but I didn't even
I
think
always
about the
thought it was
Oak
just two
Nidorino.
wild Pokemon because the background's always a forest.
Yeah.
The only person with a Gengar in that whole game, so like it really makes sense. If there's another one, I don't remember them.
Yeah. So yeah, they're running through the rain, Charmander, and then this is where like we get the start of the anime's Charmander arc of like, this trainer thought Charmander was too weak, left it in the rain to die.
Which I'm so glad that it wasn't 3 episodes long. I'm glad
Yeah.
they didn't go to the Pokemon Center, come
Come
back,
back,
then go back, then come
find
back.
the trainer.
What
yeah.
gen is more shallow?
Marshadow is
Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
It's the mythical
Sun-
Sun and Moon. Because,
Marshall's
because
so
when you
cool.
get it in the distribution event, you get the Z crystal.
See,
That's right.
these Pokemon are hard to pinpoint. Like
Marshall's a weird one that I feel like the only reason I remember it so much like I do is because I found Leonhardt, who was doing card unboxings, and he got so many of the Machamp and Marshadow like duo cards, where like Marshadow's not burned in my head, and then I have a shiny, I don't know if it's shiny, I have a randomly traded Marshadow in Sword and Shield, and I love it.
Which I think the Marshadow in this movie is shiny, isn't he?
Is it?
Is it? Okay, I always get confused if he's black and red or if he's black and gray normally.
I think
He's
green.
black. He's black and gray. Well, sorry. The coloration that they showed in the movie is the normal one.
Okay.
When it gets like that green, it's like that's his powered up
Okay.
phase. So that's correct. I think the shiny one would be purple.
Okay, I always forget.
Yeah.
Did we? Never mind. I'm gonna read this and
Sure.
make sure. I think I passed something.
Okay.
But I don't know.
We can jump around, you know this, but yeah. So that's what I like about this version of Charmander. So I love it and I hate it because the thing is, it makes Charmander's story so much more important. Which, you know, rolling out Bulbasaur, Squirtle, whatever, to give Charmander the screen time. Does Charizard need screen time? No, but
He doesn't get a whole lot of it. But
Charizard does not. But
I
I'll
hate
give it
that
to-
whole line because of how Oak's used, and I hate because growing up, I always tell people Squirtle's my favorite. But realistically, we all like fucking Charmander, right? So my problem was that Charizard became so saturated that I slowly started to dislike
Yeah.
Charmeleon, which I think Charmeleon is the coolest one, and then I started disliking Charmander because of that. Because in Gen 6, they just give them for free, and realistically, we're gonna pick the one that has
Game,
no emotions.
beat Gen 8 and get a Charmander, yeah.
Yeah, so like, when I watch movies like this or any content that usually has Charmander, I start rolling my eyes. I'm like, and then they always have those iconic scenes with him.
Yeah.
This movie did a great job of Charmander and Charmeleon, and that's when I clocked out. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, let's leave it here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I liked it because it wasn't as cut and dry, like you were saying with the anime, where it was like, Charmander, Pokemon Center, he left in the middle of the night to go find his trainer. I still don't fucking want you, and like back and forth. This one made it a lot more like Chimchar than it did with Charmander.
yeah,
where it
that
was
guy
like,
feels exactly like Paul.
Yeah, I hate you, you're weak, I have Lycanroc, I've got Incineroar in my back
He doesn't
pocket.
use Lycanroc.
He does not.
You know,
Which
which
is
is the
really
one that
sad.
bites his arm?
That's my
This is
complaint
how we met.
about this Pokemon. Is he's modeled weirdly enough modeled after Lycanroc. Doesn't use the Pokemon
Yeah.
until like the very end.
Yeah.
This is the weak one.
He's modeled after the Dusk one, like the one of the
Midnight.
in-betweens.
Midnight.
Well, he's modeled after one of the in-betweens because he's got that coloration, that like orange.
Cross himself, you mean?
Yeah, because there's the stand-up one that's like orange, isn't there? Isn't there two stand-up ones?
No, you have four.
There's 2 quads and
Right, there's the quad one with the wolf hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
there's
one.
the
Because that
That's the
one
one
is the
Ash
future.
gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash has the Dawn.
Which is what I saw him as because his name was Cross and it's the in-between of the Lycanroc. That's how I saw that character.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I like Cross.
So
I think
you guys
Cross
keep saying Paul. I actually think he's nothing like Paul.
No, you don't think?
No, I think that...
I think in terms of Paul's a lot more aggressive and...
But Paul's only aggressive towards Ash.
Sure.
He treated everybody else, including Dawn and Brock, with respect. It was just, he treated Ash like shit.
Yeah, I think the connection to Paul is not so much how he treats everybody else as much as
the Pokemon.
If you're not strong, you're useless.
Yeah. Kind of like what he did with Chimchar.
Which is why
or
I was
like the Pidgeys that he caught, or whatever he caught, that he was just like, you're worse, and he would just like release them.
Yeah, Starlings. Like, you're not good. This is a good
go
one.
CV training.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly. Yeah. So we meet Cross, and Charmander's like, "Oh my God, I knew you would come back." And he fucking kicks Charmander like across the ground.
Good way of making you hate a character immediately when they're to the screen.
He kicked that Charmander. I was ready to throw hands.
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't you fucking do that!"
And I was like, "Why are you like this?" They have their powers. Like, you're weak. I'm not. Da da da. I'll beat you, but I'm getting out of the storm. They take Charmander to the cave, and this is where Sorrel's chilling. And he's like, "What'd you do to the Charmander?"
Yeah. Which. I love this scene because they're all like casually chatting, and then Entei just strolls up with like a posse of Pokemon, and like they're all just like, and he's just like, fucking try it,
do something,
and then he just like goes, lays down, and just stares at him the whole time. And he's like, go ahead, and then like they wake up and like Entei's gone. And I was like,
Well, they had like a little, I think it was just before Entei showed up.
This is the scene that I was thinking about.
About the Pokemon not going in the Pokeballs.
No, the Luxray thing.
Okay,
no,
that's a little bit.
This is a little bit out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is later. We talked to Sora. I
didn't want to bring it too early.
Sure. But yeah, they're like, all right, it's getting cold. Everybody get in your Pokeballs, and Lucario and Piplup go away. And Ash is like, oh, Pikachu doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And then Piplup and Lucario are like, neither do
out,
I.
Yeah.
And then it was similar. I felt like it was a callback to, I don't know what part of the anime it was in, but Ash got separated from Brock and Misty and was trapped in like a snow cave.
Yes.
With the only fire was Charmander's tail.
Yeah.
And then when he was starting to get weak, Pidgeotto, Bulbasaur, they all grouped up to keep him warm. Everybody, but I forget if he got rid of Butterfree at that point yet. But I think he had like 5 Pokemon.
Butterfree's pretty early.
I can't remember when the snow thing happens, but I think that's after Primates. So maybe I don't remember. Either way, 5 Pokemon out of 6.
Just putting. I was watching this movie. And DJ Britzot's like, if Ash never got rid of Butterfree, he would have beaten Richie at the Pokemon League. Because Charizard went to sleep, and that was Ash's last Pokemon. But if he would have had Butterfree would have beaten Bellsprout, and that was Richie's last Pokemon.
Richie ended with Pikachu.
I thought he ended with Bellsprout.
No. That was Ash's first match.
Bellsprout got folded with Muck.
Yeah, so
that's right, because he covered him. Okay.
Because I think Ash was
Pikachu
bodying that
right?
chick.
Yeah.
So it was Pikachu.
Because it was Sparky and Charmander, he fell asleep and then.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Pikachu fought Charmander. No, yes, Pikachu fought Pikachu, won. Fought Charmander, lost.
Zippo?
Zippo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Zippo was like, I'll kick your ass. Charizard said, yeah, you're right. And then lost.
Zippo, Freedom, and Sparky.
Oh, man. Richie was
Bellsprout
so cool.
doesn't have a name. Bellsprout was just Bellsprout.
Yeah, so I don't think Richie had the Bellsprout, did he?
I don't think so.
He had a Bellsprout because Muck did the thing where...
But that's not Richie.
I don't think
That's the first fight of the league.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I might
Ash.
be getting it confused.
Yeah, I think it's Pikachu and Bulbasaur. Beat the rest. It's like some chick in like a kimono.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm losing. And then Bellsprout's like, fuck your skull. and that's just like, how do I win? And then...
Suffocation.
And then Muck, yeah.
Okay, I probably got confused.
Yeah. Either way, that's old shit.
That's the old shit.
But yeah, so they have that little thing in the cave. They get up and leave. And I think around this part is where Sorrel's just like, hey, so here's how Ho-Oh works. 3 dogs, they died. He brought the tower back.
Very
which
beautifully
animation.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And he's showing this off. He's like, oh, this thing, like this is Ho-Oh. And Ash's like, I saw that. And he grabs the rainbow wing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, only special people get those.
My
You're the chosen one.
My favorite part was as soon as he pulled it out, Entei, his gaze just shifts.
Yeah.
And he's paying attention now, and I like that.
Yeah. And while this is all happening, Marshadow is in Entei's shadow, like watching the whole thing. And like this is where he pops up for the first time, like, oh,
Yeah.
when did you get
I love
here?
that little guy.
And then he ends up in Ash's shadow while he's sleeping.
While he's taking care of Charmander to sleep, yeah.
You're a piece of shit. I should have gotten a Squirtle.
That
sucked. That fucking sucked.
So, how long was that scene? Was that scene 2 minutes long?
It was like 4 or 5.
From what? When he's like, I should have gotten...
He roast the fuck out of that Charmander.
Yeah, well, so he starts by being like, Pikachu could have won that.
Yeah.
And then eventually says, like, if I could have gotten Squirtle instead. And then he goes into, like, dark mode.
Does he say pathetic?
I don't know if he says
Because
pathetic.
he calls Pikachu pathetic. Then he goes on to say...
he says something to the effect, after he says Pikachu won the fight against Incineroar, what if Charmeleon heard you? I guess, before we get to that, they leave, find a pincer.
Is this the Machop fight first?
I think so.
Yeah.
They leave, Caterpie evolves. So Charmander versus Jigglypuff first.
Right.
Charmander evolves. Snorlax and Pikachu are fighting, and then it's the Machop fight somewhere in here.
He fucking just grabs that thing by the foot and just
Yeah.
fucking spins it around and slams it into the ground. And I was like, God damn.
And then this is where he's like, all right, who's next? And like Verity goes to step up, and then Cross comes in like, fuck you, my turn. And that's when he brings out Incineroar. He's like, Charmeleon's got this. And he starts beating the snot out of him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh no, he's just taking a bunch of damage to power himself up. Now you're dead.
Blaze.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, they're acknowledging the abilities.
That's actually one of my gripes here, is a pin at this moment, is the fact that this doesn't come up again.
The Blaze?
Yeah, when they fight him next time, it's like, oh, we'll just fight him again. But like, the more you fight him, the stronger he's gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they brought it up, and then it doesn't get touched on again in the second battle. Like they don't necessarily find a way around it.
I know I kept screwing it up for myself because I was like, of course he lost. He's fighting. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's fire.
I initially thought that they were gonna go the heal route and be like, oh, it looks like you're beating him up, but he's just gonna sucker punch you when you're overconfident or something of that nature. I don't know.
They had the ability to do something more using the lore of Incineroar.
Right. But yeah, so Incineroar comes in, kicks the snot out of Charmeleon, launches him through a brick, like half of a brick wall, leaves like a head-shaped like mark in it, and then Charmeleon just like rolls out.
Dude, the thing I love about the fight the most, and this goes to like both Incineroar fights, is how he goes from like running to going down on like all fours to be more like the cat, and then he's just like aggressive all the time.
It's scary, dude, but I like
it. To me, it looks like gorilla cat. Like,
dude, and the freaking animation when he goes Fire Fang, I was expecting just like his teeth to
Animation,
glow to just see like the whole body. I was like, I got so hype, and then just the slam.
Animation.
Dude, that fucking throat chop, I can't touch. Just like seeing like the purple hand, and then just like going like I thought like it was like. If that was like any other like shonen, right through the throat, he's getting like, thrown to the ground.
Mortal Kombat X-rayed that Charmander.
Yeah, no, homie got folded.
I think the worst part about that, though, thinking about it all, is that not Charmeleon, did not only go through that wall once.
Yeah.
Went through it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing has broken vertebrae, dude.
There's another point in this fight though where it's kind of weird to me, and I'm not sure if it's just worded weirdly, but they're like, oh, Charmeleon can't continue because he's using like newly evolved energy or something. Like he's not used to his power. I'm like, that doesn't make sense for the second fight.
Right. Charizard just comes in and is like, I'm good.
So
I always have that. I remember reading an article at one point, way back during Johto, where it was like, why did Bayleaf have Body Slam as soon as it evolved? Because it doesn't get it to level whatever.
Yeah.
And someone, like, one of the creators, like, anime and game don't match. Like, level scaling is, like, it's basically, imagine the monster is big and strong because he's big and strong looking, not because he's level 36 versus level 60 something. But
one thing I did really like is when he tries to make Charmander do moves he doesn't know yet, and Charmeleon rather, and he's like just kind of like sputtering flames because he like gets the idea but doesn't know how to produce it.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, and he's just like.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I remember
So is that
that.
is that what that was then?
They say it later when the fight is wrapped up. He in the
Well,
moment.
Because Cross was saying stuff during the moment where
Yeah.
he's like, "This is what you get for trying to have him use moves he cannot do."
I think
So
he
what
says
is-
that.
It looks like
after.
it's a throat chop thing. Where he's
Yeah,
like, bam!
because that's right after the throat chop.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
there are two different lines of dialogue. One is like he's like, doesn't matter if he's evolved. He's weak is always weak. He's not used to the power of it yet. And then at the end of it, he's like, that's what you get for like thinking that you're strong just because your Pokemon evolved, trying to make it use moves you don't know. You're getting overconfident. And he's like, that's why you're a bad trainer. That's why I'll always be better than you.
Here-
And he leaves.
That's so the reason why I got confused, I guess, at that moment is does Charmeleon use a different fire move at the beginning of the fight
I think
that they kind of clash with, and then Incineroar beats?
so. I don't remember because it's flamethrower, right? Is that what it is?
I could
Charmander,
swear it was
Incineroar, I think
flamethrower
so.
that
Or
Ash said
Ember.
to do flamethrower first,
Yeah.
and then when he asked him to use it again, they brought up the whole you're trying to tell it move. And I was like, he just used it. I'm not. That's why I got confused.
I
I
think
know
it
that
could have been.
sometimes they draw Ember like it's flamethrower.
Yeah.
Sometimes even Fire Blast is not like.
So if it was Ember in the beginning, maybe that's.
It could have been because I know
Probably.
sometimes Fire Blast. We know Fire Blast as being like the man figure.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes where Charizard will use Fire Blast and it's just a stream
that
of
doesn't
like
make sense because
bigger,
Ash-
like a bigger.
Yeah.
cone.
Ask Charizard to use Dragon Rage later. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment is with this fight. It says a lot and empowers something that pops up later. With Ash and Cross, we'll get there when we get there. But that moment says a lot more because of what happens in the library where he overhears this. Because
Yeah.
for me, that was like Cross is only fighting Ash, not because he's like you have my Charmander. Oh, you think you evolved, you're tough.
You got a rainbow wing and I didn't.
Yeah, because of that moment, and that's what empowers this fight so much earlier.
I think the Luxray thing is after the Marshadow Dark Mind
I
thing,
think so,
Ash
yeah.
Because
I'm looking
after
at that
this,
too,
Ash is walking away, and he's like, if that was Pikachu, he could have won that fight.
Yep.
I pulled a list of every character that's ever died.
Yeah.
In Pokemon?
Yeah, whether it's anime or
Manga?
The Rattata.
movies.
I
Anime or movies. And I was just looking at the list and I was like, it can't be that big. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big list. And some of them happen in movies that we watch that I'm like, oh shit, this person or this Pokemon died?
Tyranitar forever.
He came back.
Swam too long.
I have a singular meme in here that matches within this time frame. If Pokemon Unite has taught me anything, when Charmander was fighting Jigglypuff, should have died. Should have died.
Defense curl!
Yeah, no, dude. Charmander sucks in Unite. If you think he's good, you're lying.
Yikers.
Charmander. Charizard.
Charizard just leaves the
He
ground and
also
goes
sucks.
away.
He also sucks, just not as much as the other two.
Charizard is just like, hey, I'm going to drop you on your neck. So I'm doing like 10 seconds of doing stuff.
10 seconds of paralysis while they realign their spine.
Then we get the whole.
But yeah, so this is where Ash is like,
Yeah.
if I got Squirtle or Bulbasaur, this would have been different.
And then she's like, that's not fair to Charmander. And
I'm sorry, yeah, Pikachu would have won. Not
Yeah,
fair to
Pikachu would have won. It's not fair to Charmander, and he's like, "You just don't get it." And he like runs away, and Pikachu's like, "What the hell?" And he
Then he
me,
says,
yeah.
if I got Squirtle or Bulbasaur instead, then Pikachu's like, ouch. And then Ash runs off to the tree, and like, they make a comment earlier about like the rainbow wing stays colorful because of the soul or the heart of the person wielding it.
when it loses its color upon contact with a dark heart. I
Right.
think is like the wording.
Yeah.
And then I assume Marshallow's weird in this movie because it's like he watches and doesn't get involved, but then gets involved at times.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Stop
what his
touching things.
motive was, and that was something that was
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm like, what's his end goal here?
Yeah.
Because it just seems to just be grab the rainbow wing.
So I found
It's a big
the
question for me when it comes to this movie. Is like I'm really confused with Marshadow.
He's
At least when it comes to the end, because at least when it comes to this particular moment coming up, we can see that maybe it's fiddling to see if Ash still is capable of being,
Yeah.
and he learns a lesson from being in the dream, and so the color comes back to
Right.
it's from what I remember, he's the guide to the Rainbow Warrior.
Yeah.
So what I'm assuming here is like, if you're feeling that, show that you feel that, and like show me how you really feel. And then he puts him in the world without the Pokemon, and like in the dream of it. And then Ash comes out of it. He's like, no, I couldn't live without my Pokemon. It's not their fault. It's my fault. I didn't know what they were capable of. I should have been better.
So in the, I found the line is, that they said in Japanese is, Pikachu would have won this, and he's pathetic. That's the line.
Jesus.
And they also explained the Raven Wing as, it only shines when it's pure heart.
Yeah.
Which is the line that they used.
Yeah, so basically Ash goes into Dark World, comes out, I'm the fuck up, and the wing comes back to life, and Marshall's like, all right,
Welcome back to Dark World.
I'm watching you. Don't be a little emo bitch, okay?
Just
Don't-
saying, this is what Paul does to his Pokemon. They're
Yeah.
fucking strong, so like maybe Ash should roast his Pokemon a little bit more.
But
maybe.
I think around now is when we get the
This is where
backstory.
Sorrel's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you know when it comes to bonds, here's what happened, and then he talks about the Luxray when he was a kid.
So this scene was very out of place because the
Okay.
whole movie is like kid friendly and very like
You
child.
see that Charmeleon get fucked up?
So then like the theme of the movie is child friendly.
Yeah.
And then they added this super fucking dark part, and it was like, whoa. Compared to like the rest of the movie, I was like, holy shit, they went. there.
I applaud the movie at this point.
No, I'm not saying it's
I-
bad.
No, but like to me, like we've always get to this point in Pokemon movie where we feel like something should happen and just doesn't because we complain, oh, it's a kids movie, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But we've had a couple instances, and I think it works better with this particular instance because it happens sort of in the middle, where Pokemon dies off, and the death is supposed to mean something sacrificial. With this, it also means something, but it's not at the end, so it's not a big downer. But we also, it shows me that okay, you're allowed to let Pokemon die. They're allowed to die in the movies, and to me that's a breath of fresh air because I feel like we've gone a couple movies where it felt like something should have passed and it just doesn't.
So I like this scene. It's just the contrast of this scene compared to the rest of the movie caught me off guard. Like watching it, I was like, "Holy shit, they went there." And then the rest of the movie goes back to being this child-friendly, nice, bubbly, colorful. And I thought that was a good contrast for the movie.
I think this movie does a really good job of being like hopeful, colorful, and then there's the whole like Pikachu almost dying to Firo, and then there's like hopeful, colorful, making new friends, finding the abused Charmander who's abandoned and like doesn't trust people. Then hopeful and colorful, Charmander gets beat the fuck by an Incineroar, and then Ash is like, my Pokemon are weak. Like if they were better, then I would be better. And then it goes to like this he doesn't appreciate his Pokemon. Here's a world where they just don't exist.
Yeah.
And then he like gains an appreciation, and then the two people not knowing the dream, which by the way is fantastic because sometimes characters just know shit they shouldn't, and they're just like, Ash, what happened? Where were you?
Why were you on the roof of the school?
Yeah, and they're like, Serral is kind of like, he's kind of like, you have to like appreciate your Pokemon, and then he gives the whole like Luxray story. And he's like, when I was younger, like me and my family had a Luxray. I got lost out in the snow. Luxray cuddled up to me to keep me warm throughout the night. I woke up, got saved. Luxray was dead. And like when I saw that, I had to pause and I was like, holy.
So that was taken
fuck.
straight from the manga. There's a character that does that exact same scenario, but it's two Pokemon. It's a Luxray and it's a Pyroar.
Oh,
And
I love
those
cats.
are like his family's Pokemon. The character's family died, and he got the two Pokemon. He got caught in a snowstorm, and the Pyroar used the remaining of his fire to keep him warm, so he died while laying.
And when he died, Luxray defibrillated him.
No,
Lucario,
he killed
stand up
Lucario.
for us. Listen, Entei did that earlier.
And then Luxray dies from fighting Pokemon non-stop on the outside. And the way they did it here, I was like, holy shit, this is, the way they told the story here, it was very similar. So I don't know if it was like, they did it as I don't know if it was a reference or it just happens to play that way, but it was pretty neat.
But this scene was just like so powerful. I was like, fuck, damn.
Yeah, I think it's great and powerful.
Yeah.
Do I believe Luxray could have picked that kid up? I don't know where they were in terms of the house. Was it too steep to go back up a hill or whatever?
It also might be the fear that because if he picks him up, he's not covering him.
Right.
He's probably grabbing him with his mouth, and then he's.
Which is why I didn't bitch and moan.
Right.
I was
Also,
just
doesn't
like,
mean Luxray. It could not have been people forget there's Pokemon that are not battle Pokemon. People just have pet.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of those, like Giovanni's Persian is fucking
It's just a
trash.
pet,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just trash. He doesn't know any Like, if you put him in a battle, he's gonna get clapped.
Is a way I think the movie starts. Is it's like the whole explanation is like Pokemon can also be pets.
Yeah, because I know that now in Pokemon Journeys, they're finally showing you that like this person can have a Machamp, but they use it for a moving service, and it's not necessarily battle. And they do that. They do go out of their way to show. I mean, Ash has Mr. Mime now, who's been cleaning his whole fucking life, and all of a sudden he got a Senkai dude and he's fucking strong as shit. But they do a good job of showing you that, like, basically, there's more than battling and contests. Pokemon can't just live with humans. That's what I got from the whole Luxray thing, because he said it was his family's.
Yeah.
So
I think the Luxray situation may have been more so in poor taste if it wasn't for the fact that we kind of came off of a situation which was kind of already dark.
Yeah.
So
they were just like, I have a rainbow wing, my Luxray died.
Yeah. I think that it, to me, would have maybe came off a little worse. It's like, well, that's a random switch. But since we were still kind of coming off of Ash being down on himself, I think this is okay.
Well,
because it's a teaching moment for Sorrel to say.
Isn't that one of the other movies?
Appreciate
Where it's like, where's my dad? Wasn't that something?
With Ash?
It was something recently.
I think it's when we were watching Fairy Tale.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Fairy Tale, we're talking about his dad.
There's literally a point where someone's like, how much money would I get for this? And the one character just goes, is my dad back? And they're like, no, he's missing. And he's like, woo! Like,
It's like within like the first 5 episodes. It's like, where's my dad?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
But yeah, I think that it was him being like, you should appreciate your Pokemon because this could happen.
Yeah.
And then like moving on. It does kind of like go back to it, but I think it was just like a swift lesson for Ash. And Ash is like, Pikachu, I'm sorry, buddy, I didn't mean it. Like, you guys did your best.
Just to speed up through some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Primeape attack in the middle of the night. Metapod string shots evolves into Butterfree.
So
funny to me, it's just like, oh, they're attacking us.
So
Metapod string shot.
I was like, this is stupid, and then I thought about it, and I was like, they're trying to make them fight. The Primeape are trying to annoy them so that they fight them, and then the Primeape fucking pummel them. That's the whole like bit. And I was like, why the fuck are they cheering them on? What did they do? And I was so confused, and then I thought about it, and I was like, right, Primeape don't start the fights, they get mad and then fuck up whatever made them mad.
They don't start the fight, they end
Yeah. So I was sitting there, and I was like, right, okay, this makes sense. But yeah, it confused the fuck out of me when they just started like tossing them up in the air. Yeah, but then, then it's like, Metapod, string shot, and they just like wrap them all
decided to
up.
just fucking Luke Skywalker, their shit.
And
just
the manga,
Yellow
Yellow has she has a Caterpie that uses string shot, and then Spider-Man style pulls himself forward and tackles things, and that's how it beats it. So when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck? Like, last time I saw this, she's defeated a Primeape.
Who's that?
Yellow.
Okay.
She literally has a Caterpie that uses like string shot and then propels itself and uses tap or takedown. It uses takedown and like it's taking down Primates, Sandslash, Arbok, Mewtwo.
Props to the 1% Caterpie that fucked up a pizza.
Bam, baby. So Ash, Rainbow Wing points to the mountain. They come across the Butterfree. Butterfree saves other Butterfree. Hey, your Butterfree wants to fuck if you let it go. So they do that. Bye bye Butterfree.
Which I thought that was nice because you get the moment where he's learning, like he just learned about like got the lesson of value friendship, and then it's like, do I value my friendship with him enough to let him go do what he wants to do? And that's where like it was like the ultimate contrast of just like, you gotta let them go sometimes, but
I know it was still a Metapod. I just imagine Ash sending out Butterfree against the Incineroar instead. I'm like, oh no.
So as a child, I never took the
Rips its
Butterfree
wings off.
scene the way it's meant to be taken. I always said, so Butterfree prefers to have a family over the friendship that he had with Ash. That's the way I took that scene when I was a little kid. And then later on I found out that people were like, well, Ash loves Butterfree, he wasn't to be happy. I was like, but that means that Butterfree didn't bond with Ash enough. That he just met this fucking Butterfree. And
do any of us ever really bond with our Butterfrees that much?
Yeah.
They get us
as a child, though, that's how I saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember saying that to a group of friends, and like when I was in elementary, people were like, no, it's because, and then it's like, I don't see that part. I see the part where Butterfree didn't care for Ash and split, because they did the same fucking scene with Pikachu Forest, where Ash basically said, "You can stay here," and he yeet away, and then Pikachu followed him. That's the exact same fucking scenes.
Yeah.
But Pikachu obviously actually likes Ash and decided to follow Ash.
Yeah.
The thing that I didn't get as a kid is that I was like, oh, they love each other. But I'm like, oh, now that I have ages of experience, at this point, I'm like, wow, these Butterfree are about to butterfuck.
Yeah. Butterfuck.
They're great
Give her
little
the
Butterfrees.
Butterfinger.
Also, why does pink Butterfree not exist yet? Like, it coming back in this instance.
It's too much work.
I thought that would have been a shiny.
It's so cool.
They did it for. They didn't.
Like, why not just make? I don't know. Maybe
Even
it's
just a
maybe it's too
distribution
much.
event.
Too much work.
Maybe it's too much to say pink is related to girl now, but like I would still be down with like a gender difference maybe. It already has a gender difference with the pink with the black spots.
They probably just don't want to do it for a Pokemon. You're gonna be like, cool, I got it, and then put it in the
No
box.
one's gonna care about.
What about Pavilion?
Listen, that's different.
Well, my dude got multiple.
What about Spinda?
That's different.
Spindas have unique patterns on each Spinda.
Pokemon Company, please just change it at this point because I know you changed shinies at this point.
They're gonna change the one.
You've changed Combusken's shiny.
They're gonna
to
change
something
Gengar
better.
because we asked last episode, and they're gonna change.
All I'm saying is shiny Butterfree right now, colors don't match at all. Thank you. Make it pink.
So yeah, Bye Bye Butterfree goes away. They continue to climb the mountain, and they meet Bonji,
I love this guy.
who is literally, he's voiced by he's the narrator
Yeah.
for Pokemon, and he's just Old Man Red.
Yes.
Old Man
yes.
Red.
So when I saw him, I was like, "That's Old Man Red."
Yeah.
Except then they show him in the book, and I'm like, "Oh, he's the backpacker sprite."
Yeah.
And then it flashes back to the hat, and I'm like, "That's Old Man Red."
Old Man Red.
Every time they show a character with a hat, people are always because in the Orange Leagues, there's that one character, that old man, and then he has a hat, and people are like, "Oh, that's Red," and like people want to see Red and Ash together so much that any character that resembles Red.
Ash doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell.
Unless it's like new
So-
Ash, maybe.
I mean, with the mixture he has of the team, I'm sure he has some composition that'll work well against
So
Red.
I always said I like Red, but I always said Ash is the better character because
Sure.
Ash actually cares for his Pokemon. And his whole theme is, I'm not going to capture them, I'm going to let them come to me and I catch them, while Red beats the living dog shit out of his Pokemon, then catches them.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Well, Ash has more character because Red doesn't say shit.
Red says
Yeah,
dot, dot, dot.
even when you bat him, it's just dots. Yeah, and then when you battle like
He-
Blue, he's got like this whole spiel. But
He
yeah,
beats the dog shit out of his, like, when he goes to catch something, he like beats it until I think it's unconscious.
Yeah.
Then he like throws the ball at a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
Continues to do the extra damage from hitting him, and I'm like, bro, you don't have to do that.
he's the representation of the game character.
Kind of, I won't go into the detail, but spoilers for the end of Xenoverse. There's a similar type battle on the top of the mountain where you meet another character similar who's like dot dot dot. You thought it just wasn't gonna talk? That's stupid. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, Bonji's just like, hey, check it out. There's the guy to the shadows, Marshadow, and they're like, oh, he might be around here somewhere. I'm not really sure.
They're
He's
like,
kind of
Marshadow.
popping in and out.
Yeah, is that thing that we've been seeing? And then that's when Serval or whatever, Sorrel, yeah. He's like, that's the creature we saw because they see it on the tree and Pikachu goes to headbutt it.
That's
and
right,
Like
yeah.
folds his spine and turns into a fat Pikachu for half a second.
Yeah, they go with Bonji, top of the mountain. He's like, go put the feather on the thing. And as he goes to place it, Incineroar's like, I'ma kill you. And Cross is like,
Gorilla Cat.
he's like, look, you're weak. That's my feather. Give it. And that's when they're like, all right, well, I guess we gotta fight. And then Marshadow does the like observer thing, and Bonji's like, he doesn't get involved. He just watches until 5 minutes from now where he gets involved. But for now, he watches.
That fight between Charmeleon and then eventually Charizard and Incineroar, I was popping the fuck off the entire time. Like it felt like a legitimate like if you were to just like remove Pokemon, it would it feels like it would have been like its own shonen fight.
Yeah.
Like
It
it
was so
felt so good. Especially like when there was the part where it was like the two flamethrowers connecting and then battling.
When do you see Greninja versus Charizard?
So-
That's it. Oh my god.
There's never been a better Pokemon battle than those two. That is a shonen battle.
I love Charizard Greninja. It's one of my favorites solely because 50% of it is Greninja.
Yeah.
I have a special place in my heart for Infernape versus Electivire.
Yeah.
That'll always be just the meaning behind that
Did
one.
you like Elaine and Ash more though?
In terms of animation, yes.
Okay.
In terms of power behind it, no.
I think that
Infernape being like, this is the bitch who like left me to die, and now about to kick his ass means so much more than this is a league battle with a mega and a battle bond. Like it's kick ass and amazing, and of course Greninja, and there's nothing not to love. But
so that's the battle that like I always show people, and like I found a YouTube clip where they cut all the bull. And it's just the battle.
Yeah.
I was with you, and I was like, I don't even care about Charizard that much, but like I had a soft spot for Ash's Charmander, and Charmeleon started to lose me. But this version where like they're actually like with Ash the whole way, I love it. And seeing him just fucking clap that fucking Incineroar.
I promise you,
that cat.
My favorite part of the whole fight was when Incineroar jumped up, grabbed Charizard as he's flying, brings him down, and Ash goes, seismic toss. And Charizard's like, okay, buddy, well, hold on.
It's gonna hurt.
My one critique of this fight is actually that seismic toss, because I feel like the Charmeleon one is pulled off better. In terms of like the actual wind up and the impact.
Yeah, I think
personally, and like this is, I could just be wrong, but in my head, I think it would have, if Ash would have said seismic toss and Charizard would have like drug Incineroar across the mountain and then flipped it, and then I still miss like going up into the sky
and drawing the moon. And
and at least we don't need to do the entire thing, but even just one illusion to. And then straight down.
Jumps up to grab and he wraps around the neck. As soon as Ash says seismic toss, you see his little feet kick and he's like, no, so close! And Charizard's just like, wham! He just spins around and slams that shit.
Whenever you see Ash Charizard doing seismic toss, that's the equivalent of when that theme song for Luffy plays.
Bum, bum,
that's the equivalent of the Naruto flute or whatever. Because you know that whatever he hits, it's not going to get out. It's not going to escape. It's going to get planted. Only when you see the moon, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but when you see his little fucking feet kick when he starts lifting off the ground, dude, he's like, no.
Which, and again, Danny's probably going to hate me for this, but no, dude, because I mentioned it to Kenai earlier.
Go ahead.
Cell versus Gohan, no one can convince me otherwise.
The fire.
The flamethrower and just the evolution mid-fight to the next level,
that was very well done.
Lost my shit.
I wish they do that more. Like scenes like that, where like let's say 2 hyper beams and 1 Pokemon evolves, obviously gets more power.
Yeah.
I know they've done it with physical moves, where Hawlucha and Hawlucha like were both holding each other, and then Ash's Hawlucha went flying press all of a sudden. That's kind of cool, but like seeing it with beams, it's way cooler.
Yeah, and like I like when Charizard like his fire overtook Incineroar's, just seeing like the shape of Incineroar just disintegrate.
Just fade out, yeah.
I lost.
I love that they forego doing the swirly eyes in this, because I feel like that takes away the seriousness of the fight. Goofy, and seeing him like struggle to get back up and then just like, I was like, damn, that was good.
But yeah, so Charizard wins the fight, and then I think is where Cross is just like, fuck that noise. And
so
like, grabs the feather anyway.
Ash goes to put the feather up, and he's like, like on his way past him, he's like, I saw Ho-Oh too. Why am I not a Rainbow Warrior? And then he grabs the feather, it gets tainted, and then he goes to put it up. Yeah. And Marshadow, at this point, I know it gets weird because he interferes, but the trial is over.
Right.
The black feather has been placed, and when the corrupted feather is placed, what I understood is that Marshadow is to get them off the mountain because they are no longer worthy of being there.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
That is how I see it.
I'm okay with that. It felt like
it is weird because it's like boom, purple beam, Marshadow, evil Pokemon, and it's like whoa. But again, the way I see it is somebody unworthy placed a feather that didn't belong there. They are not welcome here anymore. That is the way I saw it.
Yeah, I think I swear there was a line somewhere in there that he was like, Marshadow is controlling these Pokemon and now he's trying to control you too. And that's where I was like, so wait, what is going on? Because what I was, and then a little bit before that, the old man Red was like, Marshadow is here to where if the dark feather is placed, he's supposed to seal that. unless like I said, I could be missing some things in translation.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Maybe I need to go back and watch just to make sure I know what they were saying.
That doesn't sound wrong. Like I said, I think the whole like control you is just like to get them off.
Right.
Skirt, yeah.
So it just at this point it just felt I just was a little confused as to why Marshadow was suddenly an antagonist, unless I took it as the idea of this is another challenge for the Rainbow Wars.
So when I watched it, they played a theme song when the revelation of Marshadow happened. It was like a creepy song, and
it was really good.
It was like I listened to the song and I was like, wow, this song's for a villain. And then they started doing the revelation of like he's been pulling the strings the whole time. That's what I got from it. That he's been behind it the whole time.
Okay.
Or that's at least how they.
Yeah, it seems weird that he would have been a villain when this entire time he's been chalked up as a guardian.
Yeah.
And even once the conflict's over, it's not like Marshadow necessarily goes away or is reprimanded or said no, bad Marshadow. It's just like no, this was what I was supposed to do, sort of thing. And he's still there. I don't know.
It sure is.
This created a bit of confusion. Not that I necessarily mind, because all the ensuing action after this is
so awesome.
Is there any
It's
lore
so
to
awesome.
Marshadow that would acute to that?
What's that?
Is there any lore to Marshadow?
See, that was the thing.
Marshadow
I was doing
I don't know a lot of
research
lore
on.
about
All I know is
Marshadow.
that he's a thief Pokemon.
Like
I know he's based off the Shadow Warriors, I think, from the Hawaiian lore. Like warriors that pass but don't necessarily stop fighting, sort of situation.
Let's see here.
Yeah, because like I was trying to do like so much research to try to like determine that, and there's
Marshadow
I don't think there's anything in the lore that I found that could point to this. So
So
I
it just
just
sounded
like
they
when I read
needed
this.
that extra push at the end and be like, I mean, Ash could just go place the Rainbow Wing, but like, how do we wrap up Cross? And then I guess Cross isn't a villain, so they needed to use Marshadow.
Yeah, because like I don't, because like the way I interpreted it is like Marshadow isn't able to do anything until things go awry. So like when he's just observing, he's waiting for the moment for the Rainbow Wing to become corrupt, probably to test like the heart of the champion.
Yeah.
But what's he supposed to do if you're brainwashing an army of Pokemon that are literally ready to just fucking kill you?
Yeah.
And like at some point, like I'm like, why doesn't Ash just like jump off and then Charizard swoop down to save him, to get him back on, and then they fight Marshadow. But then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. Arbok is kind of choking the life out of Charizard in the sky.
Yeah.
I like how
But before that, this is when like Marshadow takes over Lycanroc and he's like attack Cross, and as he goes in for I forget what attack it was, Charizard jumps in and like blocks the attack, and I think Verity's just like, see, I never forgot you were his trainer. And then Ash is just like everybody at Game Freak, like, see, that's just Charizard being awesome. I'm like, shut the fuck up. We
Science
get it.
is awesome.
We get it.
Charizard is awesome.
But then
Don't
he
you guys
gets,
love
Would you get Cross just doing like the
Oh,
what?
it was-
Like he was like, oh, you do remember me? And Charizard's like, fucker.
I think it was Crush Claw.
So yeah, it was something, but it just murdered
But
Cross's skull.
fucking, and then it bites Cross, and Cross is like, "This is how we met. You bit me, remember? Remember Lycanroc?"
And then he snaps out.
I partially thought we were going to get a flashback here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think we would.
I am glad we didn't. I am glad that they just left it established. That's how they met, and that's
Yeah.
what started snapping Lycanroc out of it.
If it was an actual shonen, we would have.
Yeah, but seeing Lucario go fucking ham with Bone Rush,
Yeah.
and just like beating the shit out of and then Pikachu trying to fight Marshadow,
Yeah.
Marshadow being a little bit stronger, punch hit Pikachu, all the Pokemon turn on Pikachu, and then they
Ash is
get the
the
first
Pokemon.
explosion. They slide to the edge of the mountain, and then Ash is like, "Pikachu, I know you don't like it, buddy, but I need you to get in your Pokeball. Like, why don't you like it?" And that's when we get the like fuzzy-headed, like fading, closing eyes. We get the Pikachu.
So he tries to redo the Spearow, like jump on your back,
Yeah.
block it, but he's so weak at this point. He gets to the shoulder, and then falls forward,
Yeah.
and then the second explosion.
Yep.
He's like, why?
But
Why
that's
won't
that's
you?
when we get the whole like it's because I want to stay with you, Ash, and then he hits
Then
him with
Ash
the Pokeball
dies.
anyway. Third explosion, Pikachu comes out. Ash is like fading into fucking etherealness.
Ash is a ghost.
Yeah, and then he like dissipates. The hat.
This is where it
there.
gets weird and trippy now with Marshadow doing whatever the fuck is happening there.
So
But that was cute, the Pokeball
Oh
hat.
shit, I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to kill him.
this is so this
The
I
damn
think
Rainbow Warrior, fuck.
This is
Ho
less
won't be pissed.
Marshadow and Ho-Oh, and I think this is why Ho-Oh bringing back the 3 dogs was made such a like visually different point. And it's like Ho-Oh has the power to resurrect those it finds worthy.
Yeah.
That's what I think that was. And Ho-Oh was like, you're the Rainbow Warrior. You stood up for your Pokemon. You worked your whole way here through friendship, which is what I wanted you to do. There's a reason I took interest in you. Complete the trial. And it brought Ash back with the new Rainbow Wing. That's how I saw that whole scene. Because it was like Ash, like in the afterlife, basically, in the black and white, like dark world.
Yeah.
And he's like
Well,
sitting
I think
there. And
Ash when he went that, he was back in like green open field. Like, it
yeah,
looked like he was where he was
and
gonna
he's
recreate
having the
Spearow
ghost,
stuff.
the like visions of Pikachu, and he's like, we used to run like this every day. And then he's like sitting there remembering, and like I think this is the Ho-Oh, like you're still worthy. You complete your trial, and that's like whoosh, feather, like.
Which the really weird thing about that, they list it as an alternate reality.
Okay, yeah, so I thought it was because he goes ghost, disappears, Pikachu's freaking out, and all Pikachu's like crying. Thunderbolt, Electro Web, everything's flying everywhere, and everyone basically dies.
Ash died and Pikachu said, "You all die."
Yeah.
A very moving moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is another one of those moments that just had me practically bawling.
A lot like first movie.
Yeah.
It was,
So I
just
just
more
looked up-
energy than.
I just looked up lore just to see if it clicks anything with him. They don't use any of his lore for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read like 4 different Pokédex entries and the newest one, and like nothing about him
Tells what happens.
translates to the movie. So what I imagine is this movie came out first,
And then they're like,
then
let's
he
put
came out.
Marshadow.
Yeah, because like I'm reading his Dex entry and it nothing
Doesn't.
to do. Even his abilities in here, nothing. It doesn't say anything about being able to change people's like
Yeah.
make them dark and whatever.
Yeah.
And there's nothing of that.
They just state an agent of Ho-Oh, Marshadow.
Yeah.
But
Good for him. Go Marshadow.
Ash comes back, places feather,
And then Ho-Oh.
everything clears out. Ho-Oh fucking
This
flies
part,
up.
like,
Yeah, I get it.
And he's like sitting there flapping, and fucking Pikachu's like, he's just like, Ho-Oh, I want to battle. Which I love the like little mini choreography of the scene, because Ho-Oh nods his head, flies to where he wants Ash to go, and then flies back to his corner and is like, all right, bitch, let's go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Speaking of Thundershock, Sacred Fire.
Yeah, Sacred Fire. I was like, yo, he's dead. Ho-Oh was like,
Good thing that rock was there.
Yeah.
Because, ooh.
Yeah.
I love the detail too of Ho healing everybody.
Yeah.
But it actually doesn't heal their clothes.
Yeah.
just-
Thank you for that nice touch and thinking that through, and not putting everybody back at like a factory.
I saw you
reset.
had a stitch in your shirt, just gonna magic that away. There we go. Yeah. So they have the battle, and as they're battling, it starts to zoom out, and we see a little
Thank you.
bit of.
Thank you for not having like an actual definitive end to this and just leaving it up to our imaginations.
So this
John
is
hates
so
it.
interesting
That's the part
because
I
John hates that
That's
part.
the part that I hate because like the whole point of the movie was to see.
How do
this
you
right here.
how do you feel about Yugi versus Jaden?
Yeah, I fucking hate that. I hate
Okay.
that too. Yeah. So animes do this. Shonens do this a lot, right? Whenever they don't want to show you the outcome.
How'd you feel about Luffy versus Bellamy?
That's definitive.
So shonen
That guy's a
animes are
crater in
known
his
for
head.
doing this. You mainly see on shonens. You don't see on seenens rather, but you usually get the whole like, here's this ultra important fight that never happens on camera, but it's probably what people actually want to see.
Yeah.
So for example, in One Piece it happens like every arc basically, and Yu-Gi-Oh it happens all the time. So like Naruto is super notorious for doing this. Basically like, oh, this character will come back with a bunch of wounds. Like, yeah, I just got my cheeks slapped by this character, but we're just gonna tell you about it. It's one of the shittiest way to end something, and because I see it so much when it happened here, I was like, show me one Pokemon
I
getting caught.
think we can get away with it in this instance because we just watched like 3 to 4 battles.
Sure.
Like,
But for me, it's like, show me one Pokemon getting clapped, and then let the other 2 be up to my imagination.
Yeah.
But it's not even left to your imagination because literally the next scene is Ash saying what happened.
Yeah.
So
I think if they had done so, yes and no with that. I think what they'd have done if he came out with Charizard first, maybe not good for Charizard because
he only
he's
has
had
he
all
only
Fire
has
flying,
Pikachu and
fire
Charizard.
flying.
Yeah. So if I was gonna say either Pikachu or Charizard. One of them comes in, fights. We'll say Charizard gets clapped, and then Pikachu go, and then they Sacred Fire, Thunderbolt, Flash
that
and Light.
would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
But if I would have seen one Pokemon get clapped, I would have
Yeah.
been like, holy shit, they do this amount, Ash goes
Yeah.
to the center. I'm like, okay, we know what happened. But you can't even use the excuse like, let's leave it to your imagination, because no, we fucking know what happened. So like, if the movie would have ended there, it would have been better because you don't get the scene with Ash and the robotic Nurse Joy.
So watching this the second time, I knew it, but the first time when they cut from the battle, I was like, they're doing something. Yep. Something's gonna happen.
That's what
I kept watching to the end. I'm like, Ash caught that Ho-Oh. He did it. And they were like, we're gonna go separate ways.
I mean,
Pokemon
he still
Center.
could have.
Did you do
could
the
have.
thing? Did you do the thing where you were waiting for the credits as well? To see
Yeah,
if
I
they
watched
showed
the
rest of
credits the
battle?
first time. This time I watched the credits to take notes on anything and what happened. The first time I watched in time because I'm like, Ash is gonna like leave to, because in a few minutes they go through like some of the future snippets of other movies that Ash would potentially go through then.
It's like what?
But I thought they were gonna like Ash and Pikachu are somewhere. Like they're under the tree at one point, and then they start to run through the field. I'm like, oh, and then fly away or something. I'm like, they would have done it, but they didn't.
So the first time I watched the movie, I was like, there's no way. And so I sat down, watched all the credits, nothing, and I was like, fuck me? And then watching it again, I forgot the scene. I forgot the whole ending. And then I was getting hyped, and then it fucking happened. And I was like, what? You're
Just
gonna
because
cut
Pikachu
me?
was injured doesn't mean it lost. Also,
Right, exactly.
Because Pokemon can get really badly hurt and
I mean,
still
also
win.
Ho-Oh just healed everybody.
He was just like, ow, that hurt. Heal.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're not healed at the end? Because Ash
got him.
beat his ass. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Have fun down the mountain, bitch.
Also, like,
That's why there's no continuation after this movie, because he has Ho-Oh, he wins.
yeah.
Yes.
Also,
Come here,
can we
Tobias.
talk about how good Ash is this whole movie, like as a trainer?
Yeah,
Like Ash is actually a
Much
good
better.
trainer this whole movie.
Darkrai would clap Ho-Oh.
Well-
This Ho-Oh. If Ash beats this Ho-Oh, he will get clapped by Darkrai.
Fair.
But yeah, then we get the Nurse
power of
Joy
friendship.
scene. Is what?
Nurse Joy.
Oh, then they go their separate ways.
Yeah.
Yep. So then,
They're like, this
Sorrel's
is where we have to
"I'ma
separate
go
for our
home."
journeys.
Verity's like, I'm gonna go see my mom.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
like,
the credits.
I'm gonna go get the
Wh-
basket.
Which I do like the crossroads and all of them walking away because they're all pursuing their own goals
Yep.
after reaching that common.
This is why I kind of said about Ash single hand, like going
Yeah.
alone and making
Right.
up temporary partners. Kind of just all the other movies, except there is no Brock and Misty. It's like I got Kevin and Dialga Girl.
Now,
I
this
got
scene was
Riley
taken
and-
directly from Gen 3 ending, where
Yeah.
Max May and Ash
Rocket.
split, and there's like two paths, and they
Yep.
walk. They went home, and Ash was going to get into the.
And they did this at the end of Indigo when Misty went home, Brock went home,
Yeah.
and then they re-meet for
Did they do
Johto,
the
but-
forking road too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
They did.
Now
That
we
one was a
see
little less
all the
prominent.
allies.
But yeah, so they Ash and Pikachu, they're chilling by a tree. They run into the future, and then they start doing the little cuts, which I love. It's like they show the temple thing from 2000 as Lugia flies over
yeah.
it.
They
They
all the
show
scenes.
Darkrai. They show, I don't know if it was from a short, but it was
Black
like,
and white.
they show black and white. They show like Pichu, Igglybuff, a bunch of the babies like running through the yard. I don't know if it was from a short. I don't know what movie that would have been. But yeah, so Darkrai, Black and White, Diancie, and then they showed Alola with the 3 starters.
A little Rowlet.
Yeah. Then the credits roll. They show all of Ash's companions from Brock to Serena. So Brock, and they all do like a, huh? I guess for, what? What are you doing back there? So it's like Brock, Misty, Tracy,
Surprisingly, Tracy.
I like Tracy.
Dawn, May and Max, Dawn. Iris threw me off because she was upside down. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then she came like, oh, she's hanging upside down from a tree. I thought it was a Pokemon or something.
It's a Burmy.
Then Silence, and then Bonnie,
Clement.
Clement, and Serena.
Yeah, I guess
That's
fuck
cool.
Karina though, right?
She
Yeah.
tried.
That's the third gym leader that has the Lucario that was traveling with him for
Corina.
Yeah, for a little
Karina,
bit.
right?
Karina.
For a little bit before
Yeah,
they
fuck
were-
her, I guess. She wasn't.
Not cool enough.
She was only there for 5 episodes.
They showed Sorrel seeing Articuno flying through the ice.
That was
seeing
really
mountains.
cool.
That was balls.
Because he said he was going to go see the birds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some floating Pokeballs to the credits. Team Rocket floating by.
Can I?
Ash
we
running
have
the
not
Heracross.
talked about Team Rocket at all. Can I just
Yeah.
briefly bring them up? It's just like I thought they were going to kind of make them a little bit more
Serious?
serious in this movie.
I
and they
kind of,
didn't.
So
I
here's-
kind of liked it. I
Here's
liked
what
they
I
still gave
learned
us the comedy.
is that Team Rocket doesn't affect Ash's journey. Like
Yeah.
back in the day with the early parts of the season, after Gen 4, Team Rocket doesn't affect Ash. Occasionally, when they need to introduce how strong a Pokemon is, they use Team Rocket to kind of like beat the shot of whatever program they have, but they actually never affect the actual plot anymore. Because in Gen 5 they made them like secret spies, and they had a whole plot that had nothing to do with Ash.
That explains a lot.
What's that?
That explains if they became spies in 5.
Yeah.
That explains why they're on the phone in Keldeo and they're calling each other at the different train stations. That explains
And
a
even
lot.
now in Journey,
That's a serious
there's
one.
certain episodes where Team Rocket doesn't show up at all, which is weird. And then every once in a while, Ash and them will cross paths now, and then you get the little gotcha thing. But they're becoming less and less prominent in the episodes. I don't know if that's like they're phasing them out, or they just realize that they don't do anything for Ash. Like after, I want to say after Gen 3, it's when they stop really messing, because
They're still an antagonist, but not a relevant.
because in Gen 4
They're not an impeding.
because after
antagonist.
during Gen 4, Team Galactic was like the main fight. They were fucking evil for real, and then you just have these two guys here who like occasionally try to get Pikachu and the Pokemon of the episode, but not as much.
Yeah.
Just seems odd after coming off the last movie, I suppose, where they
feel you.
felt like they were actually involved a little more than normal.
We could get a movie based on it. I'll be okay with that.
Like I said, honestly, I was okay with it because like they still mention them and they like show up as the thing goes. I liked it. I liked the like small comic relief gone, small comic relief gone, and then at the end they're just like, oh look at all these Pokemon, Meowth, don't let go, and they all fucking fell off the mountain and died.
Let me see. But the movie wraps up watching Ho-Oh fly through space, drops one more rainbow wing. Who's it gonna go to? We don't know. It just falls to the earth.
We do
Just
know.
falls to the earth. We'll never know.
Supposed to be you on your adventure
I
when you
know
start.
it is.
No, you don't. We don't know.
We do.
No, we don't.
So I did learn that this movie took a lot of concepts from the manga,
Richie.
like a lot of them from the manga, and brought them over, but did them better because they're animated essentially, which is something in manga that like usually when you read a manga and you feel rewarded when you watch the anime. Pokemon does that. It's just the manga's not as PG as the anime, but this felt nice because like a lot of the stuff that happens here are stuff that happened to Red, Blue, Yellow, Crystal, Ethan, and all these guys, which was a nice touch to see it animated. And so basically half of Ash's story, because the whole Ho-Oh thing, that's Ethan's thing in the manga. Like he gets the Rainbow Wing, he goes to trials. Obviously they use different Pokemon because they did that. They did this during Gen 3 where Ethan gets the thing and they show like May's character, which I forgot what it's called, and Brendan. And all the main characters got rainbow wings and they're all trying to see who gets to go against Ho-Oh. Ethan ends up being the one, and he got his cheeks cut. They show you that. Yeah, they show you his whole team for Alligator, Typhlosion, Meganium, all of them.
But that was Pokemon I Choose You. Good flick. Fun flick. Now we get to the interesting part. Time to rank the movie. Starting from the bottom, we have Black and White, 19, Mewtwo Returns, 18, Pokemon Ranger, 17, 2016 Forever, 15, Genesect, 14, Jirachi, 13, Kyurem, 12, Diancie, 11, Volcanion, 10, Lucario, 9, Spell of the Unknown, scroll too far, 8, Heroes, 7, Zoroark, 6, Arceus, 5, First Movie, 4, Hoopa, Giratina 3, Deoxys 2, and number 1, Rise of Darkrai. Does anyone have a solid place they think this movie belongs?
Anywhere between 5 and 3.
I think it goes above Lucario.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Anywhere between 5 and 3.
I think it at bare minimum beats out the first movie.
It beats the first movie. Yeah, I'll
At
put it
bare
over.
minimum
I'll put it
beats
over
the first movie.
6.
I can fuck with that.
Yeah, and I remember when I said that. I think the first movie's going to lose its prestige very fast the farther we get.
It's not very fast. We're on episode 20 out of 26.
I think the next one might knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the next movie's not that good, but I think it knocks the first one.
Thing is, if it goes there,
So I learned that
and if
any
Detective
movie,
Pikachu stays forward, will knock Spell the Unknown to number 11.
It's alright.
I think that any
above
movie.
half.
With how positive everybody talked about this movie, I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So.
So with how.
It's interesting, honestly, because I did enjoy the movie. Like, I don't have many critiques with it.
Any movie that has friendship as a theme is going to be the first one. Because the
Okay.
first one's theme is friendship, but they do it in a way where it's very small compared to every movie that did the same thing. Like Darkrai did it. Actually, there's some movies that I would put above the first one, but we voted them below. I think that any movie that shares the same thing as the first movie is going to have a chance of beating it just because they do it better. Because the first one was one villain Pokemon that basically said, I don't want friends, whatever. Not I don't want friends, but basically humans bad, Pokemon good, whatever. Every movie that has that theme to me has been better than the first.
Okay. Chris, I think you gave a remark, but I don't know if I heard it. Did you have
Oh
it?
no, I was agreeing with
Above first movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, for me,
Wait,
that's
above
bare
what?
minimum.
Above what?
Above first movie.
So the new number 5.
Oh, so is everybody agreeing with that? Because we never agree on a placement for something.
I definitely...
Other than Mewtwo Returns.
Yeah, that one was pretty unanimous.
Hunter, do you agree with that? Above first?
I mean, if it's not like not taking in fact what my personal list is.
Yeah.
If we're taking just this list, then yes, I believe it actually is.
Do you
above
still
the
like
first
3 more than this one?
one. I do.
Okay. Is 3 your number 1?
No.
It is.
What's
No.
your number 1?
He likes Entei.
Zorark.
So, okay.
I like Zorark more than the third movie.
I'm excited to see everybody's list at the end. Like, what we'll have to end up doing is, if I can get the place booked and do like Zarude, and then be like, because ahead of time I want to have everybody's list of like your 26, and then we won't need it for recording, but for the video I'll be like John's 26 were, and then we'll have it on the screen of
You know,
your
it'd be cool
26.
if you have everybody guess each other's 26. So when I go to
Okay.
present, like when you go to present yours, you can put on screen like, here's what Dante thinks.
Or at least like
Danny
the top
says.
five.
That may be a little
Yeah.
too much.
Top
Maybe
five,
the
top five.
Yeah, having us guess the top 5 would be great. I think
That would be dope.
probably gonna like John. Let's guess John's top 5. And
We could get whiteboards and then we can
Yeah!
get points.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was.
Somebody
Yeah!
I like burped.
So this would be
Because I'm looking at it, and I do like this movie. I think I like Hoopa more.
Yeah.
I can definitely see it above first movie.
So the thing
I would probably
is-
cap it at 5.
So the thing I was most excited about with Hoopa was the fights. And the fights were awesome in Hoopa.
Yeah.
But they were so well animated and so back to back in this while also carrying the story in between the fights.
Sure.
I think this puts it above Hoopa for me.
I see it.
Which I was surprised because going into this, I just remember everybody shit talking Pikachu talking. Not everybody on this podcast
Yeah,
necessarily, but like
universal.
I don't think
yeah.
anybody cared here, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, which I'm glad because you weren't here when I said it, but I walked in and Danny was like, "So I know you said opposing thoughts," and I was like, "I love it! Like instantly top 5 for me. If
After you
not
said
top
that-
5, top 3."
after you
John's
said
like,
that-
"Oh, like bottom."
But
Yeah.
my
And-
thought was because my problem with it is post the movie. It's
Yeah.
not the actual movie itself. And then as we're talking, I realized like everything that I hate about the movie, it's not the content.
Comes
of
down
the
that I'm
Yeah.
not getting more of it.
But literally, I was like, if 8 words ruin this movie for any of
Yeah,
you,
you're-
I don't think I can.
Did
trust
anybody
it.
not know Pikachu talk going into this movie?
I
Did
had
we all-
no idea.
No, I
didn't-
like.
I didn't.
I watched it.
I just knew that people hated it, and then I watched it, and I was like, "Why is it so fucking bad?" Like, I don't
So-
understand why everybody flipped upside
So
down
then
over it.
the
Like,
talking wasn't
I
like
don't
a
know.
shock. It was just like, oh, okay.
But
It was a-
Maybe if I didn't know, it
Did
might
you
have
watch
been,
it in
but
theaters,
Even
Danny?
still, like,
No, I saw it at home.
Did anybody watch it in theaters? So I watched it in theaters,
Did people boo?
and some people booed,
Oh,
and I was
God.
confused because it's like they did not like
Yeah.
what he said, or
So
That's
I
why-
Sorry, real quick, Chris, because you were saying.
Yeah,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, no. So without knowing it when I heard it, it threw me off. But I was like, all right, that's genuine and sweet. I can vibe with it. It was like in like a state of whereas you hear Pikachu saying Pikachu doing that whole thing, and then like he's like about to die and like or like in between realms or whatever have you.
Yeah.
He finally hears exactly what Pikachu has to say. And that was a very heartfelt moment, and it felt like right timing.
It felt genuine.
like that
Yeah.
timing hit just right.
yeah, it was a nice touch. It's honestly, we had Ash turn himself into a Pikachu in the anime. If you're a Pokemon fan and you
I'm a
hate it, what is it? It
Pikachu!
works. But you're okay with Ash using magic to turn himself into a Pikachu, you're not a real fan. So.
The thing about it for me is everybody always said that Pikachu said, "I love you, Ash." And I was like, if it sounds romantic, I'm gonna hate it. And when I heard it, it was like, I want to stay with you. And I was like, that's not I love you.
There is a
in that.
version out there that says I love you.
I was gonna say, I know I've heard that clip, and I don't know if it was a fan redubbing it.
Yeah.
Like, oh man,
It might
this
have
is
been a
so
deleted
bad.
scene too.
Could it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, but seeing this
You have
specific.
theatrical releases, and then you have DVD
Yeah.
or So I remember I Love You, Ash. When I was
Oh, they can fix those things tonight, but they can't fix fucking Volcanion. I see they did.
Because I remember I Love You, Ash. And I was like, oh, that's fucking sweet. But some people were booing. Not as much as like the last Star Wars film where people walked out. I don't know if you guys seen the last Star Wars film.
Like death threatened the actress.
Basically, at the end of the movie, she says, like, should I say it? Or?
Sure.
She's like,
Star Wars
what's your
spoilers.
name? And she's like, Ray Skywalker. People literally got up and left. Right, people were booing, got up and left. With the Pokemon, there's a couple people who were like, what? But that was it. Nobody got up and walked away. Nobody was...
Yeah.
I think the internet, people who didn't watch the movie...
Of course, keyboard warriors are always going to hate you.
I think that's the people who didn't watch the movie and just know that Pikachu talked are the ones that made a big deal about it.
Meowth's been talking this entire fucking time.
But he's
the same voice?
learned.
Yeah.
Jirachi, bitch.
Anyway.
He was depressed and heartbreaked and learned English.
Seashells.
So yeah, we want to rank this thing with a nice little hand raise.
Yeah. Do you want to just start at
at
like
10.
6? Or
Yeah,
something?
let's start. We'll start at 7. So above Zoroark, Master of Illusion. Above Arceus and the Jewel of Life.
See, it's difficult because I think Arceus is way better.
Yeah, I understand.
I disagree.
Above first movie. Above Hoopa. Okay, so that's where we stop. But above Giratina. Above Deoxys.
Oh, yeah, I lost your damn mind.
And above Darkrai. Jesus Christ. Okay.
This is my favorite movie.
Wow. That's good. I'm glad you liked it so much.
So, watching this, again, every point in the movie felt like it had some special meaning that I was rewarded for watching it as a Pokemon fan throughout my life, whether it was game knowledge, whether it was show knowledge, movie knowledge. I felt like at some point I was rewarded at each point in this journey that's shown in the movie. I like that it wasn't handheld and they didn't give me like a 45-minute explanation on one backstory. I like that they did the like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, like here's a quick snippet, here's a quick snippet, here's a quick snippet.
I'm Peter Parker.
Here's all the quick shit you need to know to get to the story we're telling you. And I like the animation, the music, like everything about this movie just hit so good.
So the ratings for this, or like different websites, are really, really fucking low.
Yeah.
Now I don't look at this until after the movie because I like to say like how much did I enjoy it? Because no matter who you are, regardless of what you say, this shit does impact your stuff.
Yeah.
Common Sense gave it a 2 out of 5.
Jesus.
Which is the lowest they ever rated a Pokemon movie.
That's brutal.
Which I think is bullshit. I think Kelvin.
It's just a number. Is there a description with it, or
there's description? I'm just reading the numbers.
Sure.
Rotten Tomatoes is a 33, which is pretty good for a Pokemon movie. Usually they're in the 12s.
Jesus Christ.
But IGN gave it a 5.8 out of 10, which is.
Because also the other thing to look at it, like a lot of places like Rotten Tomatoes, they're not looking at it as a fan of the series. They're looking at it as a cinema fan, which they're looking for like the deeper meaning, like all that shit that like
cinema
you kind
fans
of have
that
to
don't
put
like
to
it.
the side.
And then Pokemon fans are their own worst enemy. Pokemon fans don't like anything about it.
Because like, I'm just saying,
Pokemon
like,
fans are nobody hates Pokemon more than
Pokemon fans.
The interesting thing about that though is I think I've seen a few tier lists of movies at this point, just to kind of compare how ours is shaping up. I think I've only seen one that has this rated low. Like most of the people that I've seen that have rated the movies actually have this kind of on the higher end. So.
It's really cool. Like I remember liking this movie. I don't remember like loving it and thinking it was like one of my favorites of all time, but it definitely has like super great highlights. And watching it a second time, being like, I know this happens, but like, yep, that still hit really hard. I never expected it to break that top 5 spot, and I'm like, surprisingly happy that it did, which is really cool. I remember 20 weeks ago, we're like, yeah, first movie stays up here. And then like, ooh, well.
I broke that meta.
I still think Jirachi is way too damn high.
I agree with that.
I think 2000 is too low, but it's fine.
So I'm very positive this movie came out during the 20th anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it came out during its 20th anniversary, which is why they decided to do a retelling. Because usually, like, when One Piece does their retellings, it's usually because they do it for an anniversary. You never get them outside of anniversaries. And I don't know if Naruto did the same thing, but I just looked it up and it did. This came out for the 20th anniversary.
You were saying
It's the reason why we didn't get along.
Oh, no, because it was literally just going to be just a bunch of people that just don't look at it as a game and a franchise. Like, they're not fans of the series, so they have a different appreciation. Because when they tend to look at films and when they're reviewing it, it's what's the beginning, the end, how does the main character get from point A to point B, what's their journey along the way, and they're looking for like all like these deep meanings that it's just like,
what's this yellow route?
So when I finished watching Dark Ride, remember how I was excited? I was nervous to see you guys' reaction because I've been hyping it up. I went online and looked at the reviews. People fucking hated that movie to the point where people were saying it's the worst Pokemon movie, which is, part of me got really nervous because it's like, I liked it. And then like, you guys never said shit in the chat either. So you should talk about the movie. So,
sure.
But like, you guys didn't say shit, and I was like,
Sometimes I like to fuck with people too. Like if people have been hyping up a specific movie, I'm like, that was something.
That was
man.
a movie.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were doing with Volcano.
Other than Detective Pikachu and Dark Ride, I have not hyped up any of the
big fan of
movies.
Volcano.
I do the opposite with the Gen 5 movies. I'm like, yo, this movie's shit. Like from the beginning, I've been saying, this movie is shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a shit. I was like, I remember it being shit. And then watching them again, I'm like, this was shit.
Well, now that we've ranked the movie, I guess I'd start from the bottom and say the list goes like this. Number 21, Black and White. Number 20, Mewtwo Returns. Number 19, Ranger in the Temple of the Sea. Number 18, 2000. Number 17, Forever. Number 16, Genesis Techno Legend Awakened. Number 15, Jirachi Wishmaker. Number 14, Giratina Nope. Run it back. Number 14, Kyurem versus the Sword of Justice. 13, Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction. 12, Volcanion the Mechanical Marvel. 11, that's a tongue twister. 11, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. 10, Spell the Unknown. 9, Heroes. 8, Zoroark Master of Illusion. 7, Arceus the Jewel of Life.
Would Volcanion not be 12 now? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
Volcanion is 12, yes.
Okay, I thought I heard 11. My bad.
It's okay, bitch. 7, Arceus Jewel of Life. 6, Pokemon the First Movie. 5, Pokemon I Choose You. 4, Hoopa Clash of Ages. 3, Giratina and the Sky Warrior. 2, Destiny Deoxys. And number 1, Rise of Dark Ride.
Why is that movie so high?
We can't beat it. It's too good.
Dante, I do think that Spell the Unknown's getting dropped off.
It's good. It's bound to be.
Yeah. Unless Detective Pikachu just
I've accepted it at this point.
Detective Pikachu's pretty good.
I also really like 3. Just so you know.
No,
I also really like 3.
No, I get it. It's just it's funny to shit on me.
I'm just saying
I like it so much.
I know what it feels
Probably in
like
my
to have
top
your
5.
movies in the bottom. Giratina got whooped the fuck out of the top 10 real quick. I think it was in the top 10 for like 3 movies.
Giratina?
Yeah,
it's like number 4.
Yeah, it's still in the top 10.
Is it Arceus?
Arceus like number 6.
Yeah.
Are they all 3 still in the top 10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Arceus is the lowest at 7.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because it's Dark Ride, Deoxys, Giratina, Hoopa, I Choose You, First Movie,
Okay,
Arceus.
I read it wrong. I'm bad.
Yeah, well,
But it's gonna get knocked down.
Nah. Even
There's
at
only
this
6
point,
No, I
movies.
can't.
unless
Or no.
Power of Us is kick-ass.
How many are left?
We just watched Choose You, so we have
All 6, yeah. Because there's 26 movies.
4. We have 21 ranked. We have 26 to do, yeah, so 4 more.
Okay,
Or
and then
5
some
more.
Rude.
Something. So it's Power of Us,
Yep.
First Movie Evolution,
Okay. Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu, Zarude.
Okay, so
So Evolution's gonna be interesting.
that's only 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Because when I was looking at the list, we don't have many more to go.
Yeah.
So Evolution's gonna be very interesting
missing a movie?
because it's just a retelling.
Sure.
It's just a remake. So like, do you put it above things that we said
I
that
guess we'll find
are
out.
better than the
Well,
one?
we'll have to see because I think a big thing for me is how the 3D animation translates and if they tried to update or change anything or if they tried to keep it true. If they tried to keep it true and they just made it 3D, it's really going to come down to how the 3D animation
So
looks.
from what I remember, they change things here and there, but nothing that you're gonna say this is not Mewtwo Returns.
If they update it and make it better, I will put it above Mewtwo Returns.
No. I said, would you put this above things that we said were
if
better than-
it's word for word, like the
kinda
entirety of the first movie, then it ultimately comes down to I would think that
animation and
how it
music.
looks.
Okay. I remember
But
watching
if they change it, then it could be
Find an
better.
error.
If
I don't
it's,
see
if it's
one.
what I remember,
I'll
they
double
change
check.
a few lines of dialogue, but it's nothing that's going to
Yeah.
change the overall
Like, you're not gonna
perception of
notice.
how you're going to interpret.
You're not gonna notice unless.
It
you
could
really
also
like
come
the
down
first
to, because at this point, it's also going to come down to actor interpretation, because we
Yeah.
have completely, like,
Different.
Oak threw me for a loop in this movie, because I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like Oak to me.
Yeah.
So in this movie, it's when Oak died, the Japanese actor had died for this one. So they recast it, and it's not the same. His voice is raspy, and then the new guy is like, he sounds young, and it's weird.
I'll have to check the list. I'm not sure where the numbers fall. I don't know if something's missing from this list that should be,
Okay.
but I had 26 in the list. I remember questioning it the other week, and then I recounted. I'm like, that's right. And
No,
now
because
it
you
doesn't
named
look
the
right.
4 movies, so we have 4 left.
Yeah, but we only have 21 ranked. So if we do,
Keep in mind, we
20.
have Future Returns, which is not a movie.
which is on the list already,
It's on the list at the moment.
which is right now we're 20. Dark black and white is 21.
Yeah, so it's evolution.
So we'll say hypothetically 22 would be Power of Us.
Yeah.
23 would be Strikes Back. 24 would be Jungle. And
Detective.
25 would be Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, so there's an extra.
So I don't know if I missed something on this
Wait, are we
list.
watching Detective before Jungle? Or?
We will watch. Yeah, I'm just where Ceraora hasn't listed. I'm just
Okay.
reading them off for numbers' sake. But to try and wrap this episode up, Pokemon Poll Challenge. That's right. Every episode we take a Pokemon that appeared in this movie, we pit them against each other in a poll challenge. You guys go over to CGDannyB community Discord and you guys vote based on a reactionary system on which Pokemon's the best. And at the very end, somebody wins. We don't have a prize. Maybe I'll buy a Gatorade or something for the winner. I don't know.
The winner
We'll
gets
see.
a tattoo of every Pokemon they play.
Ooh.
I mean, so far I've only picked my
I got
favorites.
Kingdra,
So
I got Machamp,
Dante's getting magic.
Sylveon.
You're getting magic. No, you're getting Magikarp twice.
I got Reuniquely.
I'm getting
Gotta get 'em right.
Arcanine 3 times.
In this movie,
You
I
don't
get to
sense
pick
right?
first.
I'm excited to see who you pick.
Of the ones
There
that
is a
won.
fan favorite in this movie.
So I don't know anybody's
several.
pick here. Yeah, I don't know anybody's pick from this one. I thought I knew yours, but
You don't think you know who I'm going to pick?
Me? Wait, I'm a what?
Incineroar? Are you picking Incineroar? That's the only
Oh,
person.
Squirtle.
Oh, I thought you were picking Incineroar.
I could never live it down if you guys let me pick Greninja 2 weeks in a row and I just sniped Incineroar from the wrist. I could never live it down. But yeah, no, I definitely want Squirtle. He showed up for a minute, 3 seconds while
But he
Gary
was
was
in the
picking him up.
movie.
But he was
He
in the
is.
movie. So I'm grabbing Squirtle. Dantius Maximus.
All right, this is I'm not sure if I'm gonna have another chance to pick this Pokemon, so I'm going to do it now. And it's been since my whole game plan has changed with this voting system. It's been an atrocity that I have not chosen this Pokemon yet.
Hey! Good one. Honestly, okay, I won't talk about it so everyone picks. But I thought the way you were going, I was like, he's gonna pick that. That was my backup. You didn't pick what I thought you were going to. Can I? Hey, okay.
Baby one.
Fucking love Vaporeon.
The dead Vaporeon.
Vaporeon.
Baby
okay.
Vaporeon.
I get my boy!
Vaporeon is my favorite of the original 3.
Agreed. I think
Vaporeon.
Vaporeon is my favorite evolution.
Pretty good.
Period. All right, so hold on. So Squirtle, Sandshrew, Vaporeon, Incineroar, because that went way fast. John, who are you picking?
So I'm between 2.
Took all the
Okay.
bitches on the table.
You're the last one, so feel free to discuss it if you wish.
I'm between Lucario, even though he got his cheeks clapped.
Sure.
And then at the end, they shown the
I
Darkrai.
thought you were taking.
Like, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to go with Darkrai. Or I Lucario.
I like it.
I kind of want to go with Darkrai because I really like that. Yeah, fuck, I'll go with Darkrai.
Okay.
Yeah. I really want to go for Lucario, but
I legitimately thought you were gonna grab Vaporeon. I'm like, all right, Luxray. My backup.
He's supposed to Luxray
you gotta
stuff.
show,
Yeah.
gotta show the dead Luxray, like when the
I would love to see someone who's
Dead
not
Luxray pose.
someone who knows the movies enough, but is also not watching the podcast to know what's going on to see this poll and be like, Darkray's not in that fucking movie, like thinking an actual role, and then be like, oh, if they pop up on the screen, that's dumb. That's like first movie I would be like, so I went Alakazam because they called Scyther. I'm like, go.
Legitimately, if any fucking Pokemon, like if any Nurse Joy showed up at any point, or not Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny, if any Officer Jenny showed up at any point in this, I was set in on an Arcanine again.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is he? Where's the Arcanine? Whatever the fuck. Where's
so
the
because
Arcanine
this
or
movie was
Growlithe?
Gen 1, I was looking for Arcanine the whole
Yep.
time.
Same exact thing. And then it was like Vaporeon. I was like, oh, Yeah, I like Vaporeon. Vaporeon could be my first pick. And then Luxray showed up, and I'm like, ooh, I really like Luxray.
I love that
And
nobody picked Ho-Ho, nobody picked Marshadow.
It's because nobody
So
cares
Marshadow
about
was
Ho-Oh.
so when he was like, I might never get a chance to pick him, man. I thought he was gonna grab Marshadow. I was thinking Marshadow's great.
on my list.
I love Marshadow. I'm thinking about the voters, and they're gonna be like,
That's why.
That's not cute.
That's
That's
why
a
I wanted to go with
Digimon.
Lucario.
That's not a bug.
That's why I want to go with Lucario because everybody loves Lucario.
Yeah.
But I was
Hold on a
like,
second.
it's a disservice if I don't pick Darkrai
what?
for me.
That's not a bug.
Oh, I heard that's not a poke. And I was like, you can't.
It's
Just-
like the whole Yaga thing. It's a disservice to me if I
Yeah.
don't pick Darkrai.
I feel you. So just a refresher for this week's poll challenge, I picked Squirtle, Dante picked Sandshrew, Kanai picked Vaporeon, Chris picked Incineroar, and John picked Darkrai. What an interesting looking list. I think I picked Squirtle before. I wonder if I can grab
But
both.
like
ones.
Darkrai for
Squirrel's
Unite.
popped up before.
Yeah.
Darkrai for Unite.
Oh,
I
I'd
would literally
be very
come up.
happy.
It's a mythic.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Pokemon Gotta Watch Them All. I think this one's a little bit longer. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up. It helps spread the video. And if you want to stick around for some more, next week we'll be watching Pokemon The Power of Us. It's a good one. I don't know if it's top 5, top 10 good, but it should be a fun time. I hope you guys will stick around. If you want to catch it, do yourself a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That will get notifications every time a new video comes out. And I'll see you guys next time.